Not the song I thought you'd play for Shia LaBeouf's birthday. So that's probably not the reason.
Well, he is a big ZZ Top fan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Noted.
No,
I didn't.
ZZ Top fan.
But
no. On this day,
yes,
Frank Beard, the drummer of ZZ Top, who does not have a beard.
I didn't know that was his last
name.
Yeah.
That's always the thing is the guy
funny.
with the beard name, no beard.
No beard.
Huh.
Sunglasses.
Yeah, all sunglasses.
Well, his name isn't Frank Sunglasses either.
No.
So for Shia LaBeouf, though,
Yeah.
I thought maybe you would play the Rob Cantor Shia LaBeouf song.
No.
I tweeted the video for it just this morning
Is that
because
the one
it is.
where he claps at the end?
Yeah, it's a song all about Shia LaBeouf, and I tweeted the video. Go to at RFHBill on Twitter. You can observe that.
I was going to play 38 Special because it's Donnie Van Zant's birthday, but
Thanks.
Gina slapped it out of my hands.
Although every
glad
once
you
in a
didn't do
while,
it.
a 38 special song
Never.
will come on, and I'm okay with it. But
Man, what a weekend. What a weekend at Snowbird. I relaxed and then partied a little too hard on Saturday night with 125 proof bourbon
holy cow!
and felt really bad most of the day yesterday and not so great even this morning. But had a really very relaxing weekend.
When you say party, does that just mean drinking by the pool?
No, in the room.
Drinking in the You weren't actually partying. You weren't actually like
kind of
whooping it up.
Well, no. I don't whoop it up much anymore.
When you say party, it's
I don't go to, I used to love going to parties, but I've done that so I've done that enough in my life that I don't need to anymore.
I hate going to parties.
But we used to go to parties, all through college and all through graduate school. Parties, all the time. Theater parties, all kinds of parties.
Lots of red Solo cups.
And it was you would always end up in the kitchen. The group I was in, we would always end up in the kitchen for some reason.
I thought you'd end up smoking on the porch.
No, we would smoke inside.
Oh, that was back when you could smoke inside?
People didn't care. You'd smoke. Well, they cared, but nobody said anything. I smoked in the studio when Carrie and I first worked together 32 years ago. And I would smoke in the studio, and Carrie never seemed to care. So he didn't say, I wish you wouldn't do that. Or,
I've never been a wuss about secondhand smoke.
Doesn't bother you?
No.
The smell? Or,
no. Traveling through Europe will do that.
Yeah.
Because if you are a wuss about secondhand smoke, don't go to Europe.
Get over it.
Yeah. And I'd rather be in Europe.
Well, I had a bigger weekend than you, and we'll talk about it. I did all kinds of things.
I had a bigger weekend than you.
All kinds of
How
things.
do you know? You don't know what I did.
You just told us what you did.
I relaxed and I drank.
Yeah.
That's a big weekend. When do I ever get to do that?
I'm glad you did that.
Let's get the show underway really officially. Your check-ins. So remember, if you don't call to check in, we can finally put an end to this feature, the check-ins. But if you keep calling, that means we're going to keep doing it.
Then who will we give these Ogden Twilight tickets to if nobody calls?
I don't know. 877-602-9696 is the number to check in with the Radio from Hell show. 877-602-9696. Check in and answer this question in 3 words or less. What's the most important goal every person should have? Every person. The most important goal, you could use the Google model, do no harm. Except I read recently they decided that is no longer their mission statement because, well, they do harm. But that is a good mission statement. Do no harm. So 3 words or less. What's one goal every person should have? Yeah, there you go. I know a goal you should have.
What?
Save a lot of money on diamonds.
It's a good goal.
That's more than 3 words, though.
And it's engagement season. Isn't this when it starts? When it happens, kind of.
Do you know what it is, though? Think about this too.
Right.
It's anniversary season because you get married June,
Maybe
May, June,
That's
July.
right.
So
That's right. So you understand this more
right.
than I
So
do.
if you've shopped at Diamonds Direct and you get your starter ring, let's say, because at that point in your life you can afford this much, but you can take that ring back to Diamonds Direct. They will give you 110% of what you paid for it, and then you can trade up.
So, like if the original diamond was $5,000, they'll give you $5,500 toward the new and bigger diamond, and you just pay the difference. That's a guaranteed 10% appreciation on your diamond. That's pretty cool. No minimum purchase either, no fine print, no tricky language, just a guaranteed 110% of your original purchase at Diamonds Direct. Diamond stud earrings, pendants, all of that stuff. So, go see them. Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall.
We want to put $500.
X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Well, once again, people have called to check in, so guess we'll have to do that.
They clearly want the Ogden Twilight Concert Series tickets.
Let's officially begin the show, shall we?
Yeah, well, that's brought to you by these people. Hoops Vision, celebrating dads all month long. Schedule a VIP consultation by the end of June for $700 off per eye on LASIK. That's $1,400 off all laser LASIK procedures. Hoopsvision.com.
The silvery part of the moon is now almost gone. It is just 7.7% of full.
There's just a sliver up there.
Oh, I didn't notice it this
saw
morning.
it,
Yeah. The moon will set today at 6:37 p.m., today being Monday. It's the 11th day of June in the year of our Lord 2018. And this is North America's most winsome radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show starring the Lords of Morning Radio, the cucks of communication, the oligarchs of the airwaves, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. Hello, hello. And let's see, Cynthia is here helping out today. And your check-ins are next because you called.
Brought to you by the Ogden Twilight Concert Series, continuing Thursday, June 14th, with Little Dragon, a Swedish-based electronic music band. They received a Grammy nomination for Best Dance and Electronic Album. Get your tickets at ogdentwilight.com.
Well, all 18 lines are full, so if you
We
are
don't have time
calling...
to talk to all 18
Well, we'll try.
people.
Just
Okay.
keep dialing 877-602-9696. We'll try and get through to you. Let's go to which one you picking, Kerry?
The computer picks Sonny first, it looks like.
Sonny.
Sonny is
Good
here.
morning. Sonny.
Oh,
wait.
hang on. Sonny, there you are.
Sonny, buttons had to be pushed.
Sorry, Sonny.
Now, Sonny, you're there, right?
I am.
All right. 3 words or less. What is a goal that every person should have, Sonny?
Personal hygiene.
I think we need to go no further. No more check-ins.
No, that's
Really?
good.
Okay.
That's very good. That's very good. I think that's a good goal.
I'm a fan
Thanks,
of
Sonny.
personal hygiene.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Ben. Hi, Ben.
Or it's Ken, isn't it?
Morning,
It says Ken, I think.
This is Ben.
Ben.
Oh, there's another one right above it that says Ken. Yeah. Hi, Ben.
How you doing?
We're doing well, Ben. Do you have 3 words or less as to what every goal every person should strive for?
Watch Star Wars.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I understand
you.
that Solo movie is a Star Wars story.
It is.
I haven't watched it yet. I heard it's a pretty good
well,
show.
then-
Well, you're
is.
not following your credo
Get
here,
to it.
Greedo.
I'm watching it tonight.
Okay,
Okay,
Ben. All right.
It's
on,
good.
right.
You'll like
See it
it.
in the theater before it gets taken out.
Got a couple of lines open, 877-602-9696.
Okay. Ken?
Ken?
Chris.
Okay. What do you know, huh? Chris, how are you?
Jesus.
I'm good. How are you?
We just well, Chris. One of the goals we should strive for is putting the right names on the screen, I guess. Although I didn't read the right one the last time. Chris, 3 words or less.
Impeach Donald Trump.
Yay!
All right, give him the Ogden
Chris, you want the
Twilight.
Ogden Twilight
There you go.
tickets?
Put you on hold. Get your information. Congratulations. Good one.
That's the only thing I can think that's better than personal hygiene is.
Very similar. Actually.
Here's some that have been texting. Don't do meth. Tasha says, successful financial stability.
Yeah.
Yes, well,
Laura, the Alzheimer's lady, just be kind.
that's nice.
Daniela, the night nurse, says, find inner peace. Trooper S, don't die early.
Okay.
Okay, good advice.
Too late.
Let's see. Not a cat checking in. Grow more catnip.
That's kind of suspicious.
Jake in the basement, just be honest.
Yeah, good.
Owl the Geek says, be better drivers.
Okay.
Someone in the chat room, coffee, urology, psychology.
All the ologies.
Here's a good one. Find free parking.
Yes.
Don't get shot, says Matt.
Okay.
That's very good. Don't
These
get
are
shot.
all good. All good. All right, well, I guess that's enough.
Thanks for checking in. We'll do it again tomorrow. And remember, If you don't call, we won't do the feature.
It's up to you.
All right.
All right, we got a few minutes here.
Listen, just quickly. Mm-hmm. So up at Snowbird, did you guys experience the blizzard of Post-it notes?
I heard of it.
Okay. So
I didn't witness or experience it.
At the lodge in particular, where I was staying, now I don't know if this happened at the Cliff, somebody knocked on the door, and the Do Not Disturb sign was out, and I thought, well, that's odd.
Yeah.
And I went to the door, and there was a Post-it note stuck on the door
Yeah.
that said, "Enjoy the mountain," with a little picture, a yellow Post-it note.
Yeah.
"Enjoy the mountain," with a picture of a little mountain.
Okay.
And then it says Sigma Chi under it. And then there was another knock on the door that was part of our room above. We go there, another Post-it note. On that one it says, "Live life to the fullest and focus on the positive. Sigma Chi." They go out in the hall, and they're everywhere. Post-it notes everywhere.
It was a sorority
It's a fraternity.
getaway.
It's a fraternity, Sigma Chi, and here's another one that was posted. "No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world." A really mundane quote from Robin Williams. So this fraternity, Sigma Chi, I asked I could see them in the lobby
You said,
as we were
"The
leaving.
hell?"
What the hell? 5 weeks, for 5 weeks, one different group a week comes in from all over the country because Sigma Chi is a nationwide fraternity, and they do leadership,
Okay.
and if you notice, did you notice any backpacks lying around? I saw this last year too. I went to pick up this backpack that was just lying there at Snowbird. I thought it was empty. Somebody had lost it or something. I pick it up. It's full of folders. And somebody last year said to me, "No, leave that there." I said, "What is it?" He says, "Well, it's part of a leadership training thing we're doing with Sigma Chi.
You're messing up the leadership.
They have to come and find the folders and do what it said." Yeah. So it's all this big fraternity thing. But
Just lucky you didn't call the bomb squad when you found
I know.
You're not supposed to
backpack.
leave backpacks lying around.
Exactly.
and Post-it notes littering Snowbird with dumb quotes on them.
Dumb or positive.
Pay it forward, baby. Pay it forward. Robin Williams said, "No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world." That's a profound quote from Robin
You can
Williams.
think of better Robin Williams quotes.
You would
than-
think, wouldn't you?
I would put eat more steak.
Eat more steak.
Absolutely.
3 little words. Yes, omahasteaks.com is the website. They step into our radio station about once a year to remind you about Father's Day, which is Sunday, by the way. And they give you this great Father's Day deal. I say you should go there throughout the year because it's not just steaks. It's pork, poultry, veal, lamb, bison, seafood, vegetables. There's recipes there. There's grilling tips. There's all kinds of things at omahasteaks.com. But they want to have you have a good Father's Day.
And I want to.
With this deal. Omaha Steaks giving a limited time offer for our listeners for Father's Day. You're going to get all this for $49.99. That adds up to 78% off the regular price. It's an amazing deal. Go to omahasteaks.com. And you'll see a search bar on their website. Search their website for X96. You type X96 in their search bar, hit enter, and you can get this Omaha Steaks Father's Day package, which includes, remember, for $49.99 plus shipping, 2 tender filet mignons, 2 beefy top sirloins, 4 crispy chicken fried steaks, 2 boneless pork chops, 4 all-beef Omaha Steak burgers, 4 gourmet jumbo franks, 12 ounces of all-beef meatballs, 1 pound of steakhouse fries, 4 caramel apple tartlets, 1 Omaha Steaks seasoning packet, and they're going to throw in 4 more grill-ready Omaha Steaks burgers free with purchase. That's a limited-time package, only $49.99 when you go to omahasteaks.com, type X96 in their search bar, and add Father's Day package to your cart. This offer ends soon. Don't wait. Father's Day is Sunday. Go to omahasteaks.com, type X96 in the search bar, grab your dad, and fire up the grill. Oh, again.
I forgot too. We can't keep forgetting these things. Oh, let's see. But it's okay because everything's looking good so far. The UDOT cameras are showing green lights all the way up and down the Wasatch Front. If you think that UDOT is up in the night and you see something going on, text it to us, 33986. Del Taco's Carnitas are back. For a limited time, get 2 Carnitas combo burritos for just $5. Authentic carnitas served fast. It's unfreshing, believable price, and participation may vary.
The music
There's a great a little video that I tweeted early this morning at RFH Bill.
Let me go look.
It's a little video of some mayor somewhere in Wisconsin, I think.
Yeah.
He's doing his Groundhog's Day thing with
Like
Jimmy
you.
the Groundhog.
Jimmy, that's
Sun
not a
Prairie-
groundhog name. It's not.
Why is Jimmy not a ground? Phil is a groundhog
Sure.
name. Why is Jimmy not a groundhog
Jimmy's
name? It's fine. If
Awfully
if
defensive
Princess
about Jimmy.
Good God, Gina, you derail the story. Jimmy, that's not a groundhog. Why does Carrie Fisher call her dog Gary? It's fine. Anyway, Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, Jimmy the Groundhog, and the mayor Jonathan Freund is and he's an idiot. And I love the way they wrote this story on what is it, Gawker or Newsfeed? It's called Gawker's Newsfeed. Yeah. Low rent Punxsutawney Phil impersonator Jimmy the Groundhog has the easy task, or the easy annual task of predicting each February whether Sun Prairie, Wisconsin will experience 6 more weeks of winter. This year, the job got to him a little bit as he whispered his prognostication into Mayor Jonathan Freund's ear. The weather will be, got your ear, sucker! I'm biting your damn ear off. How do you like me now?
He gets a hold of it, too.
Yeah, he does.
He gets a good chomp in there.
Yeah. You watch the
He
watch the
keeps
little
going.
video.
The mayor keeps going, though. He doesn't stop.
Yeah, flinching from the savage attack on his soundy flaps, Freund attempted to translate the bite from groundhog to English. He didn't see his shadow, the shaken mayor stammered, so it will be in early spring. Jimmy's handler is obviously concerned about the integrity of the little biter's predictive record, later clarified that he had actually been attempting to indicate that winter would last another 6 weeks. It is Wisconsin, after all.
So the mayor got it wrong altogether.
The mayor's office responded that only the mayor can translate Jimmy's prediction, the Milwaukee Sentinel-Journal reports. But it's a funny video. Watch the little
My
video.
question is, what kind of a mayor name is Jonathan? I mean, really?
It's a fine
That's
mayor
a terrible
name.
mayor
It's
name.
a fine mayor name.
No, that's a terrible name.
Jimmy is not a good name for a groundhog. Jimmy's a nice guy. Groundhogs are mean.
Gino, why don't you just shut up?
A texter points out Jimmy the Groundhog was part of the Gambino family.
Exactly.
That's your confusion. So
What?
Jimmy
Getting
is a
awfully
perfectly
defensive.
fine name for a groundhog. Who died and made you the namer of all things?
Not the namer of all things.
You sure act like it. No, Val Kilmer is not dead.
Yet.
And what kind of a name is Val for a Kilmer?
exactly.
The Kilmers never named their children Val. What's wrong with them?
X96.
All right, 6:32 right now. Amy Donaldson with sports coming up in a few moments. But first, big boy news and Opinioendo brought to you by...
The 4th annual We Beer Festival. Festival? Did I really just say festival? Festival at Golden Spike Event Center Saturday, June 16th, featuring 45 different local artisan brews, entertainment, vendors, food, and more. For more information, go to goldenspikeeventcenter.com.
Stop! We interrupt this program with a special news bulletin.
Tragedy. I almost put her on my ghoul pool. Eunice Gayson, dead at 90. Wouldn't have gotten me very much points. Very many
10.
points.
I don't know who that is.
What? The first Bond girl ever? Eunice Gayson?
Really?
Did she have a funny name?
Dr. No was the movie. The first Bond girl has died at the age of 90. English actress Eunice Gayson, who played Sylvia Trench.
Miss Trench?
Trench, yes. Alongside Sean Connery in the first...
Wait a minute, so she was older than Sean Connery then? How old's Sean Connery?
Well, he's in his 80s, I would believe. The news was posted on Gayson's Twitter account Saturday morning. We were sad to learn that our dear Eunice has passed away. There she is as the first Bond girl. Yeah, that's not a... She looks like somebody's mother in that picture, not a Bond
That's
girl.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She must have been.
There's another picture of her here where she's sort of more flirtatious looking, and she looks younger in this black and white. Do black and white photos make people look younger?
Yes.
Oh, so that's what it is.
And they're more flattering.
Yeah. All right. And then also, now that I'm not familiar with this actor because I don't watch the show, but I know you do, Carrie, the Goldbergs.
See, I looked at his picture and I don't recognize him either.
Jackson Odell. He was found unresponsive at a home in Tarzana, California. An autopsy has not yet been performed, so they're not saying the cause of death. He played Ari Caldwell on the Goldbergs. I don't... You don't know that character even. It's kind of a minor character then? It just
would be my guess.
Yeah.
The picture I saw of him, I didn't recognize him. Maybe if I saw a picture of him in his, costume for the show, I might recognize him, but I didn't at first.
Mugshot of Vince Vaughn.
Oh, Vince.
He looks a little sheepish, and he also looks as though he's been drinking, doesn't he? Vince Vaughn.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got the flush. He's got the drinking flush.
Go to x96.com/live. Vince Vaughn had a rough weekend. 48-year-old actor was arrested for driving under the influence and for resisting arrest.
Oh, Vince, don't resist.
The incident happened... What, Gina?
Don't resist.
Oh, Vince, don't resist.
You make things worse.
The 48-year-old actor arrested Sunday morning. It happened around 1 a.m. Manhattan Beach, California. Insiders said that Vince Vaughn had an unidentified male passenger encountered police at a routine checkpoint. The men reportedly caused trouble by not following orders and refusing to exit the vehicle.
Do you know who I am?
That's what I'm thinking. It was like, listen, I'm Vince Vaughn, okay?
You know who I am?
And Vince he's a pretty big guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing if he's given the cops trouble, he's...
His passenger was also arrested for public intoxication and obstruction. They posted bail and got out. And
Don't you know who I am?
That's Vince right there. That was him. Let's see now. This is the body of a Florida woman who went missing on Friday. Was found just hours after some of her remains were found inside of an alligator.
Oh.
The woman, identified as Shizuka Matsuki of Plantation, Florida, was last seen walking her dogs near a lake.
Don't walk your dogs near a lake in Florida.
In the Silver Lakes Rotary Nature Park in Davie, about 25 miles north of Miami. A man saw her walking her dogs there, and then minutes later saw the dogs running loose, one of them injured. The man went into the area where he thought they'd been walking, and he immediately spotted an alligator, a 12-foot, 6-inch alligator. Wow. Was removed from the lake Friday afternoon. Officials performed a necropsy. So they killed the alligator for doing what alligators do.
Are you on the alligator side here?
Kind of. I feel a little bad for the alligator. A spokesman for the commission told reporters that they found human remains inside the alligator. That day, officials identified Ms. Matsuki as the victim. The mother of a woman killed in West Jordan in a home invasion. We talked about that on Friday. Her name is Michaela Yeaman, the woman who was shot and killed on Friday after a man found her in his West Jordan home. The mother of Michaela Yeaman believes her daughter didn't need to die. She says police say the homeowner was protecting his home and his wife and child and mother, who were inside the home. He grabbed his gun and went downstairs after he heard his garage door open and someone in the house. He found a female inside of his home. There was some kind of an altercation, and he fired at least one shot, said Officer Scott List. Obviously, a citizen of Utah has a right to defend his property, said the officer. Yeaman's mother, Leanne, told 2 News that her daughter was homeless, had a serious drug problem, and was probably just looking for shelter and or food.
Well,
I understand their Second Amendment rights, but she's just a 100-pound girl that needed help, Yeaman said. He screamed at her and shot her. Doesn't make sense to me. His family was never in danger.
he didn't know
She
that.
probably had to go to the bathroom or was hungry or cold.
He didn't know that.
But some residents stand by their neighbor and the actions he took. I don't think he had a choice, said Lisa Lee. I think it's really unfortunate that it happened, but if someone were in my house and my kids were there, I wouldn't hesitate, she said. Let's see, and obviously the police, believe that.
Yeah.
And then there was another shooting. Somebody broke into an apartment in South Salt Lake and got shot for the trouble. Waking up to the sound of gunfire, people living at the Brickstone Apartments in South Salt Lake put in a call to 911 early in the morning. Several residents at the apartment complex reported hearing gunshots, said Sergeant Matt Euler with the South Salt Lake Police. Police received a call from a 35-year-old man. He did call 911 as well, asking for help, stating that he had been shot. So he called. The man who had been shot called 911. Police say the man allegedly broke into one of the apartments just a few minutes before, was confronted by a resident who was armed with a gun. There was evidence that there was forced entry. Police are unsure if he shot the man out of self-defense, but they say he was within his rights to shoot him. For whatever reason, he did shoot him because the guy was in the apartment. So he broke in and he got shot for his troubles.
Yep.
There was let's talk about Donald Trump, shall we?
Do we have to?
I sort of don't want to because it was just such a mess over the weekend.
The
with
G7?
With Trump going to the G7 talks up in Quebec.
Wrong.
Now, if you haven't seen it, there is a wonderful picture of Donald Trump sitting at a table and all of the other leaders of the G7 countries standing around him, and Angela Merkel leaning on the table and looking directly at Trump, leaning in, looking directly at Trump. He seems to be looking off into the distance somewhere. And somebody captioned the picture, Donald, tell us what Vladimir Putin has on you and we'll help.
Oh, no.
We'll help. Just tell us what he has on you.
It was the most captioned picture of the
Yeah.
weekend. Lots of funny things.
But it was just... So Donald Trump, our president, goes to Canada and then proceeds to demean and pick fights with all of our allies.
Yep.
The countries that we do business with that like us, that are, and then now he's in Singapore making nice with a brutal dictator from North Korea, and also insisting that Vladimir Putin should be included in the G7,
Yep.
making it the G8. I really don't know what to make of all of this anymore. I just don't know what to make of it.
My favorite was somebody took that picture, the famous picture, and of course they play with it, they Photoshop and all that. This is my favorite. I retweeted it over the weekend. You'll notice that they put Trump's body is a giant
and a
baby,
baby.
With a bib.
and Merkel is spoon feeding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean the leader of the free world, Angela Merkel?
Yeah.
Pretty. I just don't.
No,
I
it's
almost
horrible.
can't. I can't comment
It's
because I
horrible.
don't know. I really don't know what's going on and what anybody. What is to be gained from any of this?
It's pretty clear what's going on.
I don't. What?
I mean, we joke about, Vladimir Putin having something on him. If it's not that, then he just wants to be his buddy. He's doing everything that Vlad wants him to. He wants to disrupt the Western European Union. You got it. I'm on it.
Seems like that, but it's just too hard to believe that.
I think what Vladimir Putin has on Trump is the thing that Trump is most scared of. And that is evidence that he is not as wealthy as he wants everybody to think he is. That's worse to him than any sex tape, any
P-tape?
Any P-tape, it's why he didn't release his tax returns. As long as those don't come out, we can live under this illusion that he's a really wealthy person. I don't think he is. And I think he owes Russia a bunch of money, and they have the evidence to prove it. And he's terrified that it will get out that he's not as rich as he wants everyone to think he is.
Well, that information should be able to be pried loose somewhere, you would think, about what his worth really is. Somebody ought to be able to pry that loose somehow.
You'd think.
Anyway.
All right.
Let's should we go to sports with Amy Donaldson?
Well, let's do some weather and some traffic
All
and
right.
that kind of stuff. Why don't we? Weather, we're cooler again, which feels really, really nice. It's 53 right now. We'll get up to 81. Pleasant is the word that comes to mind with this weather. Elevate your summer at Snowbird, offering daily activities like the aerial tram, the Woodward Rectangle, and the mountain coaster for the whole family. Pre-purchase your all-day activity pass online for best pricing details at snowbird.com. And traffic is fine, so we can just move along. Move along.
All right.
And now here she is.
Is sports sponsored?
Yes. Upon qualification, buy a new home with New Dwello's Gift of Equity program. A gift could mean up to $8,740 for the purchase of a new home. Text the word MONEY to 62687.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
Amy Donaldson, who writes sports columns and does sports reporting for the Deseret News. You can read all of that at DeseretNews.com. And her columns are often about really touching and heartwarming things and people overcoming adversity, and they'll make you cry. So how many handkerchiefs or tissues will I need to read your column today?
Well, today appears to have made everybody mad.
So, what'd you do?
No hankies. Last week, after the president uninvited the Philadelphia Eagles, or disinvited, whichever word you want to use, anyway, said you can't come to celebrate the Super Bowl win. A former Utah prep football player who plays for Ohio State took to Twitter, and you don't see this often with college kids because they have a lot to lose, and sometimes their coaches have said you're not going to get involved in stuff like this, or you're not going to use social media as advocacy. And he took to social media and defended the protests and clarified, and what he did that was unique was he, for 11-ish hours, dealt with every single critic one by one.
Really?
And engaged them in a civil, mature, methodical conversation. And it was something to watch because it's so un-Twitter.
But it's very Ohio State. It's very Buckeye.
I don't know. The people he was arguing with all had Buckeye or, something in their name. So.
I was just saying that for your husband.
Oh, yeah. No, it was something to watch. So anyway, I called him and said, hey, what prompted this? Because it's not, and I also wanted to know if he gave any thought to, the fact that the NFL may look at him. He's an NFL prospect for sure.
Yeah.
Will that make you a little less attractive?
What did he say? Why did he?
He said Malcolm Jenkins, who's an OSU alum. He's the one that held up the signs. I don't know if you saw that said "You're not listening." So instead of doing at the press availability after practice,
didn't talk.
They asked questions, and I think it's linked in the story, and you shared it on
really
Twitter.
Powerful.
Yeah. Anyway, just shared stats and basically clarified the protests and was kind of reiterating, I'm not going to engage in this because you guys keep twisting this into something that it's not, and just did it with signs and that he just said it's been bugging me. It's something that affects him. He is.
So you writing about this got people angry?
Well, people they don't care to hear that someone has the right to do what they do. They don't want them to do it, and they want to tell me why I should stop defending it.
I don't want those people around anywhere.
Go read the comments on the column.
I never read the comments, but
Yeah, but if you want to know what their argument it is that you are disrespecting our military, even though there were veterans on the thread saying we fight. We fight for one another. We fight for human beings. We fight for ideals.
But we need to back up and remember this was never the point.
no.
Donald Trump said it was the point.
Not Donald Trump. It was long before that. People were twisting it. Donald just jumped on that bandwagon because it's wrapping yourself in the flag is a really effective defense mechanism.
It was Colin Kaepernick took a knee because for Black Lives Matter and police shootings. Period. And that's why other NFL players continued to do it.
And he took a knee at the request of a veteran. A veteran, he was sitting.
Because he sat down and a veteran said, you know what, I get that you want to make it. And a military person said it is still respectful to take a knee. So if you want to do that and take a knee, you're not being disrespectful.
Don't sit down, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Take a knee.
But all that's been lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that same veteran tried to go on, I believe it was Fox News, to clarify how this became a kneeling thing, and was there wasn't time to get to him. We can't talk
The
to
guy
him.
that started it all. Not time.
We don't need to talk to him.
Anyway, we should get to sports.
Yes.
So there's not
there's
a
not
ton.
a lot.
Justify becomes the third horse to achieve a Triple Crown with his Belmont victory. At 6-0, he joins Seattle Slew from 1977 as the only two undefeated Triple Crown champions.
Did I read this right? That now his breeding rights are at $75 million?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and Rob Gronkowski, the horse named after him, came in second.
That was so
Came from behind. He was last in the field apparently, and nearly. And I mean, I guess I don't know how close it was the finish.
I think it was like a length and a half or 2
Well,
lengths. I
that's
mean,
pretty
it wasn't like a blowout, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If you're a horse named Gronk, you might have something to prove.
I guess.
Bees pitchers combined for shutout in their 4-0 win over the New Orleans Baby Cakes.
I love that
I
name.
included it just because of the name, but they play one more game against them tonight. They won Saturday as well. They lost yesterday. The Royals host North Carolina Courage this Saturday, 16th, I believe. They beat Sky Blue on June 2nd before taking a break for the U.S. Women's Friendly with China on June 7th. Amy Rodriguez from the Royals played in that, and the Americans won 1-0.
Cool.
BYU football hires its first woman on their football staff. Yep.
What?
Tasha Bell. Yep.
What's she doing?
She's on-campus recruiting and player development.
Oh.
And she is a marriage and family therapy PhD
Really?
student. And she's an amazing person and really interesting. I did a story on her that's on your site, x96.com. And it's I think it's going to be really interesting to see what she brings to the program. Real Salt Lake, they lost 3-0 to the LA Galaxy, thanks to my husband's his favorite player, Zlatan. He scored 2 goals with headers.
Ibrahimovic,
Ibrahimovic, is that?
Yeah. Ibrahimovic, yeah.
Washington Capitals, they finally win the Stanley Cup, ending their 44-year drought. And the Monarchs beat the Toros.
Okay.
Oh, and I have to say, happy birthday later this week to Very Important Sports. There will be, in Taylorsville, I believe they're suspending all road
Is
construction.
there a parade?
No, the parade will be getting rid of those cones for my husband for one day. That's it.
Just for one day. They'll bring them all back. But happy birthday, Ed.
A lot of cones in Taylorsville these days.
Redwood Road is something special.
Really?
You want to really get your blood pressure up there? You're looking for a way to get the old heart going? Drive Redwood Road.
You just stay off.
Yeah, don't they have it down to like one lane in some places?
And they seem to do it like at 7 a.m., 3 p.m.
The times when you need them.
Yeah.
You might be in a hurry.
And what day is that again for his birthday?
Thursday.
June
14th.
Okay.
Maybe we'll let him pick the opening number that day.
Well, gee, I can't imagine.
No, wait. He gets a whole month. He's got September.
Yeah, he does have a whole month.
He
But I
might
was just
want a
gonna
Jimi
say,
Hendrix song.
Now that
He'd
you've
want
even
Hendrix.
mentioned that, he will send you something.
Yeah, he'll want Hendrix.
I know he's already in his car traveling somewhere.
Well, you didn't get to the big story though.
I know. I never do.
You ever leave something valuable on the roof of your car and then driven off without it?
I have.
Yes, indeed.
A Diet Coke, a brand new, fresh Diet
I
Coke.
left my wallet one time and I drove back
Really?
and found it in the road.
Oh my gosh, you're lucky.
Then you'll understand the agony that Giants long snapper Zach DeOssie felt last month.
Well, first of all, he feels agony that he's a long snapper.
Yes.
But
Hey, that's the best job in football.
He didn't leave a coffee or a laptop or a cell phone on top of his car. He left his 2 Super Bowl rings
Oh.
How do you leave Super Bowl rings on the roof of your
on top
car?
of his car.
Well, he was,
Well, okay, it starts back May 2nd. DeOssie had just hosted a charity event with his wife where he shows off his 2 rings, which he
Okay.
won, thanks to the Super Bowl, the Patriots, and all that. After he got home to the event, he realized he didn't have his rings with him, which led him to call the police. And after they did a short investigation, everybody realized he left both of his Super Bowl rings, valued at a total of $34,000,
Okay, but how do you
on top of his car.
like
maybe
they were
he was
like they were
washing
in
the
a
car. Or
like they were in a box? Maybe I can't think they
Or no, maybe-
take off the ring.
maybe he
and-
took him off because he was doing something.
I think he may have had them off to, for the event and showing them off to people. In a supplementary police report, an officer noted that a man who had been out walking his dog on May 3rd, the morning after he lost his rings, noticed some shattered glass on the ground. When the man went to pick up the glass, he saw a small box with a ring under it. So he called police, got that one returned. The other one is still missing.
Oh,
Could be in a landfill for all we know.
poor
there you go.
guy.
They're lovely rings too.
That's the kind of thing that would make you sick, though.
Mhm.
I remember when an Olympian from here had her medals stolen when she was living in California,
Oh, yeah.
and it's she said, I don't care about anything else. I just need those back. It's just
Yeah.
it makes you sick.
Ugh. All right.
All right, thank you, Amy Donaldson. Read her stuff, DeseretNews.com.
Thank you, Amy. Okay. Oh, hang on. No, we got to check traffic, even though I know you don't have any, Gina.
Okay, I have a sponsor.
All right.
Yeah, looking good is the traffic. Unless
What?
it's not. Unless looking good.
Really, you're going to go there? You're going to do that? Why don't we just start calling you General Gridlock?
Yeah, things so far.
Any barbecues out there, Gina?
No, not a barbecue. Nothing.
Everything's looking good.
Looking good.
Hey, that's great.
Personal attention, professional care. If you've been injured, call Benson & Benson, 801-8889-1644.
All right. We'll be back with round 1 of your boner voting coming up. Stand by for all of that.
And also,
And
Gina,
yes,
Gina tackles the Woodward rectangle,
you've got to
and we'll see who won.
log on to x96.com/live to see actual. This is not fabricated. Actual video of Gina
Trying to be athletic.
doing something.
Yeah. It's pretty unusual.
Wow, all right.
I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I'll be able to see it without glasses or contact lenses because I've been to Hoops Vision.
Hoopsvisioncorrection.com. That's HOOPES. Don't forget that E in there.
Yeah, and you can say it hoops or hoops. Just doesn't matter. Just get there. It's Father's Day this Sunday, and Hoops Vision is offering a special deal for dads. All LASIK procedure for $700 off per eye. So you'll save $1,400 off all laser LASIK procedures. Now, I've had it done. Carrie has. Dylan. It is so simple. It is a simple, painless procedure.
Yeah, just imagine going in, lying down, 15 minutes later, you get back up. It's done.
Yeah. So learn more. Call Hoops Vision for a VIP consultation for your dad or for yourself. Their number is 877-30-LASIK. Ask about their 0% financing for 24 months plan. It's 877-305-2745, hoopsvision.com.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
This is very unorthodox.
At 10 a.m., right after Radio from Hell, at 1 p.m. while you're listening in the workplace, and at 4:30 for your drive home.
What's all this mean? Can't you say it in English?
1-hour non-stop music wingdings 3 times a day at 10, 1, and 4:30. Only on X96.
Always overpromise. Advice you're likely to get from someone who owns a Ram truck. Because with the all-new 2019 Ram 1500, you're not only capable of always living up to expectations, but exceeding them. For instance, when your buddy forgets to mention that he's bringing his ATV, a half-face cord of wood, and his new 8-rack smoker on your camping trip, no sweat, because you know a 2,300-pound payload capacity can handle it. Ram, built to serve. Hurry in now to your Ram dealer for great deals on the most capable Ram 1500 ever.
Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2018 Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab 4x4 for $189 a month for 24 months with $3,621 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. Payload when properly equipped on 2019 models. Call 1-877-RAM-5722 for details. Requires dealer contribution at least through Chrysler Capital. Excludes all other FCA vehicles. 25-cent charge for each mile over 20,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 7/5.
What if we told you there's a quick, easy way to get rid of the daily hassles of contacts and glasses? And even better, what if it could cost as little as $250? Well, it's all true. All thanks to LASIK Plus. Now, for a limited time only, LASIK Plus can help fix your vision for only $250 per eye. With over 1.5 million procedures performed, LASIK Plus will recommend the best treatment for your nearsightedness, farsightedness, or astigmatism for our lowest price ever, $250. Check out our reviews online and see for yourself what real patients are saying about LASIK Plus. To schedule your free LASIK exam, call us at 844-341-2020 or visit LASIK250.com. That's 844-341-2020 or visit LASIK250.com. LASIK Plus, you won't believe your eyes, or our amazing $250 LASIK special. Results may vary. Restrictions apply. See details at LASIK250.com.
Are you looking for a great job with an incredible company? Wasatch Property Management is hiring for several positions, including groundskeepers, maintenance technicians, leasing agents, and more. Job openings are located all throughout the Salt Lake Valley. We're sure there's one near you. We are accepting resumes now. To apply, please send your resume to careers@netwasatch.com. That's careers@netwasatch.com. Wasatch Property Management is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Beckerman a shot and a goal!
The Real Salt Lake Team Store is fully stocked for the 2018 season. All of the latest RSL and Utah Royals FC apparel and gear is now available. Located in the heart of downtown Salt Lake City and at Rio Tinto Stadium in Sandy, the RSL Team Store is the best place to pick up the 2018 RSL jersey or the brand new Utah Royals FC jersey. Both team stores are open from 10 to 6 Monday through Friday and 10 to 5 on Saturday with extended hours at the Rio Tinto Stadium location on game days. So stop by and get geared up for the 2018 season.
At Diamond Direct, I feel like I got value. I feel like I got the better price.
That's Eric Utley, another unpaid, unrehearsed, unscripted, raving fan of Diamonds Direct.
It's a competitive price, but the quality stands above and beyond the competitors that we looked at and researched, and that's where I think Diamonds Direct really stands apart.
Eric and his fiancée did a lot of shopping and found not only the best value at Diamonds Direct, but the best experience.
When we went into the local, smaller jewelers, and then especially when we went into some of these bigger brands, we just found a lack of service and a lack of just listening to the needs and the wants of my fiance when making this buying decision.
But at Diamonds Direct,
they offered a much more consultative and listening approach where they were actually listening to what my fiance wanted. That really separated Diamonds Direct.
Diamonds Direct.
Don't waste your time. Head to Diamonds Direct.
Your love, our passion.
6400 South, across the street from the Fashion Place Mall.
If you're used car shopping, bring that vehicle to Excel Automotive Repair for their $50 used car check. They'll let you know if it's a lemon or not. Limit 2 vehicles per $50. Located at 33rd South and 3rd East. More information at excelautomotiverepair.com. On sale now. Don't miss Thrice at the Complex November 6th with special guest The Bronx. Get tickets now at SmithTix.com for Thrice.
The views expressed on X96's Radio from Hell show do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Broadway Media, its management, owners, or advertisers.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Radio from Hell, broadcasting from the Planet Fitness studio with monthly memberships starting at just $10. Visit planetfitness.com for details. This is Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. KFM and HD1, Provo, Ogden, Salt Lake City, 96.3 FM, or stream us at x96.com and on our app. Utah's original alternative, X96.
I can't believe I'm stuck in an elevator with God. Although I guess you are everywhere and in all places.
No, you're thinking of Kevin Hart.
Wait, why are you here? Shouldn't you be up in heaven?
There was an issue. A few angels came forward. I don't remember things exactly as they do, but I respect their experience.
Man, this thing is really stuck. Hey, can you use your God powers to get us out?
No, they don't really work in elevators. Kind of like a cell phone. I don't have a signal.
I have a cell phone. It's silver.
That's rad, Peter.
Hey, do atheists go to hell?
No.
How about people who say they are not religious, but they are spiritual?
Straight to hell. To the boiler room of hell. All the way down. Sometimes I pull them out just so they think everything is going to be okay, but then I put them right back in.
Good. Good. That makes me happy.
Radio from Hell on X96.
All right. 7:02, round one of your boners coming up.
We're at Snowbird this weekend. The summer activities kicked off at Snowbird, the mountain coaster, all of the things that you're used to, but there's some new features there, and one is called the Woodward Rectangle, which I guess can best be described as a American Ninja Warrior style obstacle course. Little known fact, the Woodward Rectangle, invented by Bob Woodward of the Washington Post.
Really?
Yeah, no.
No.
He didn't really. So I saw it.
Did any of your contingent go try it?
No. We looked at it. I looked at it and went, no, I'm not doing that.
But the kids didn't?
No. The kids were interested in the mountain coaster and the swimming pool. That's their big interest. But I am wondering what possessed you to try it.
So they're with my family. Mm-hmm. And my sister and her husband and their kids came up. And the very first thing they were excited about doing is this obstacle course. They'd heard us talk about it here, and they were desperate to go try it. So we all go over there. You have to sign a waiver.
Yeah.
You don't have to sign a waiver to go on the mountain coaster.
No, because that's perfectly safe.
Interesting.
So
and you did this.
So I asked the question.
Even presented with a waiver, you went, oh.
And looking at it and seeing other people do it.
Well, but no, when you watch kids do it,
yeah,
that scrambled over. So if you don't know what it is, it's there's all of these unstable things that you have to navigate.
Okay.
Like there are spinning discs,
right,
that spin in different directions and different speeds.
That you have to step on them to
You have to step on them to get across.
Mm-hmm.
There's rings you have to hand over hand get over. There's
already things that you can't do.
Yeah.
But again, I'm going to ask the question: what possessed you to do it?
So we're watching the kids, and they're back and forth. They do the whole thing. Oh, they love it. It's so fun. And can we do it again? And blah, blah, blah. And so my brother-in-law is like, well, I'll go do it.
Which one of your kids said blah, 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 by the way?
Oh, you know.
Yeah, I know.
So my brother-in-law gets up, and he's doing it. And so my husband, Joe, he's like, well, if he's doing it, I'll go do it.
How'd he do?
He did great.
Okay.
So he gets up and does it.
Yeah.
Then my sister.
The good-looking one?
They are all good-looking.
What? All your sisters?
Every
no, there's
one of
that
them.
one that's kind of,
She said, well, let's you and I go do this together. Come on.
All right.
I was peer pressured into
it. I dare you.
It wasn't I dare you. It was like, come on,
it's the same thing.
We'll go do this together.
It was polite peer pressure is nothing but I dare you. That's all it is.
And so she went. I said, okay, you go first. And
which sister was it?
Carrie.
Carrie. Okay. I'm picturing Carrie.
Carrie's an athletic person. In fact, that morning they had been. They went and did some trail race up in Park City. Every single person in my family is more athletic than I am. Every single
person in your neighborhood is more. Every single person in this building is more athletic than you are.
Then I watch her go across, and she's making her way. I'm like, okay. Now there's this thing that's like a seat cushion on a rubber band, with the rubber band running through the middle of it. So picture the seat cushion can kind of rotate any way.
All right.
And you have to step on it, and there are several of them to get across.
I can't quite picture that.
So it's not stable at all.
Right, but yeah.
So it's a cushion with a rubber band attaching it to either side.
Okay.
Sister goes across, and she's like, just do it fast. If you go fast,
don't think about it.
Don't think about it. And
What happens, by the way, if you fall?
So there's a net. There's a net.
Okay. How far will you fall? Just
not
a
far,
foot or two.
yeah. And then you crawl through the net and go to the next thing. But once you're inside this thing, you can't get out. I mean, you have to complete it to get out.
Oh, okay.
Well, can't you just crawl through the net all the way through?
I mean,
yeah, that's
you could, but. So, and as I'm getting ready to do this cushion thing, I see my brother-in-law holding up his phone, I'm like, please don't take video
Documenting it for history.
of this. I know even before I start, this will not go well. And it didn't go well.
Well, so are the cushions the first thing you did? Take us from the beginning.
I'm not going to tell you every single.
How far did you? I want to know how far in are the cushions.
After this incident, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 obstacles in.
And you made it through the first 3.
Yeah. After this, I went up to the lady and I said, "I'm done. Let me out the entrance. I'm not."
And did she look confused?
No. She said, "I get it." She said, "I hurt my finger this morning. I get it."
So we have this video of you doing this?
I think. Dylan, do you have it?
X96.com/live. Everybody go there. And you can see it. Have you retweeted this or
no?
Put it on
this is the first showing.
This is the premiere. The debut.
Well, now I'm proud of you, Gina, for getting through or for even doing it.
Right?
I think you should have not done it.
Here we go.
Okay, here she is.
She is.
And she's. Whoa!
Wow, that looked like it hurt.
It did hurt. I have a bruise.
That's the seat cushion with the.
Yeah.
I want to see it again. Can we slow it down?
Can we slow it?
Can we add sound effects?
There she goes, and she's booing. Boy. Oh, so what? Now? What on you hurts now from doing that? I want to know what part hit the hardest where.
It looks like you face planted.
No, so my wrist hurts because I kind of caught myself with that, but like my knee and my shin, my ankle. Now this is I don't want this to discourage you from going to Snowbird and doing this, because every single other person in my family
did
it, and the kids did it multiple times.
Know your limitations.
I am.
You should know your limitations.
Right, you are, Ken.
Aren't you proud of me for trying it, though?
Yes.
Actually, yes. Well, I'm proud of you, but also surprised as hell
that I tried it.
That you tried it, because looking at that, I would say, well, there's a back.
Richie's patting her on the back. I'm not proud of you. Now I take that back.
Why?
Because I think you should have known, and you did know, really, in your heart of hearts, as you looked at it, you went, "I'm not going to make this."
No, because I didn't know until I was up in it, watching from the side. Watching everybody else do it, and when you've seen like 6 or 7 people go through it and finish it, you're like, "Well, I'm sure I can."
Oh, maybe it's easier than I think.
Yeah, but then you get inside of it and look at it, and you go, "There's no way I'm gonna."
So, I looked at it, and because of my foot, that doesn't work the right way, I went, "No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt it."
Right, you are, Ken.
I guess Richie put it up on the Radio from Hell Facebook page. So if you want to see me get wrecked on the rectangle,
it's out there.
Yeah. And I blame Bob Woodward for this. Woodward and Bernstein. It's a little project he does on the side when he's not doing
Nobody remembers who that is.
No, they don't. No. It's a joke for a select few. I admit that.
Sue did the mud run this weekend. The dirty dash.
Who won, her or the mud?
She must have beat the mud. Well, the mud defeated her shoes. That's for sure.
Yeah,
those are never coming clean.
She would be able to do this easily.
Oh, easily.
Now, I used to run, and I've ridden a lot of long endurance bicycle courses, but I've never really understood why people want to do the mud run and roll around in the mud. I don't,
she'd never done it before, and so that was part of the deal. And she says, "I don't need to do it again." But it's not like the Spartan where she says, "I did it once and will never do it again." Mm-hmm. She said, "If I get pressured into it, I'd do it again."
Yeah, but it's more for people just to want to get dirty.
The thing that she was more upset about was that they have these temporary tattoos of the logo of the pig, and she put it on her shoulder at the beginning. And she was very upset when she got home because it had sunburned around.
So now she has the shape of the...
She has a sunburned shape of the pig head logo.
Well, so anyway, it's the Woodward rectangle. It's one of the new things up at Snowbird. And is there a point where you can fall into the water at all on that? It's by the pond, though, right?
Yeah, it's over by there, but it's not, there's no water involved in it.
The Woodward rectangle.
It wrecked me.
Yeah, it sure looked like it wrecked
Done
you.
wrecked you.
And I just thought, I got pretty tired out giving out hearty handshakes at Snowbird.
A lot of them?
I did. It was pretty amazing. As a matter of fact, I was standing on the balcony of our room, 6 floors up. And I was kind of leaning over, looking down, and a woman down walking. I could barely see her. I'm 6 floors up, and she looks up to the top, and she looks up high and goes, "Hey, I want my hearty handshake!"
Right you are, Ken.
How did you even see me? I bet I gave out a dozen at least, but happy to do it.
Expect delays of about 15 minutes as trains in both directions pass through the 4th South Main Street downtown due to mechanical issues. All lines are being affected there. And a couple friends of the program sent in some traffic stuff. There's a road in the way through Kaysville, slowing everyone down. I don't know what that
There's a road in the way?
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Thank you for trying,
Why are
though.
you whispering?
Slowage, 25 miles per hour. I-15 southbound just past the Roy exit. Disabled semi in the right lane. Thank you. That's the kind of information we need. 4th Annual Wee Beer Festival at Golden Spike Event Center, Saturday, June 16th. 45 different local artisan brews, entertainment, vendors, food, and more. For information, go to goldenspikeeventcenter.com.
Boners round 1 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1. We won't let you tell the truth. Boner candidate number 2, it's Family Fun Day. And number 3, I'm going to teach the boss a lesson.
All right, there you go. Round 1 of your boner voting coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. And, got to tell you about Park City Culinary Institute. They've got some success stories. They've got a whole list of success stories.
Yeah, we ran into a friend of the program, Raven, who went through the whole thing, and he came up. He said, "I'm a chef now. It worked."
They've got so many of them. I don't know who to pick first. Let's go. I'll just give you a list. Alumni have worked at Log Haven, Lakai, High West, Deer Valley, Whiskey Street, Gourmandise, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, Copper Onion, Table X. They do not have any graduates at the Cheesecake Factory, they say. So
That's a good thing.
Park City Culinary Institute, you will train to cook and bake with master chefs who have opened Michelin star restaurants, cooked at for the James Beard Foundation. They've been featured on Food Network. Anybody can attend. It's not just for chefs. It's perfect if you're changing your career, or you're a retiree or an entrepreneur, if you just like food.
You want to learn better just for your own kitchen.
Or if you're in the culinary industry and want to upgrade your skills. This is a perfect place to do it. You can learn more about their 4, 8, and 12-week programs. Financing is available on approved credit. And, hey, Hill Air Force Base, you can use the GI Bill. You're going to make a lot of new friends. And if you to learn more, apply today. Go to parkcityculinaryinstitute.com. Mention X96 when you enroll, and you'll receive a free all-clad pot valued at $200. So that's nice. Park City Culinary Institute in Salt Lake City. It's at 1484 South State Street.
Hey, kid.
Greetings, children. This is your old friend, the Grave Digger. Today I have a frightening little yarn that has all the ingredients needed to make you shudder. Sex, violence, lawyers, and 3 exploding human heads. This tale is called There She Blows, and we'll take you now to the law offices of Parker, Jameson, and Osborne, attorneys at law.
Mr. Parker?
Mr. Osborne.
Parker, your fly is undone.
Oh? Oh, so it is. I was just having sex with my secretary.
But Mr. Parker, that is so wrong. You're a married man.
I'm aware of that, Osborne, and I don't care. As a matter of fact, I'm going back in for seconds.
Parker, your head is getting bigger. Oh my God! Look at all the blood.
What's all the racket in here?
Parker's head just exploded.
Good Lord, what a mess. Hey, what's Parker clutching in his still twitching hand?
That's the Bonneville specific file. He's been working overtime to make the board of directors look better in court. I believe he just finished it. Jameson, what are you doing?
Erasing Parker's name and putting mine on it. I'll take all the credit now that he's dead.
Now Jameson's head has exploded too. I'd better call for help. But first, I'm going to go through their wallets and steal all the money. They're not going to need it, and no one will ever know.
Those 3 really know how to get ahead, eh? Their law firm tried to expand too rapidly and suddenly went bust. Well, in case you hadn't figured out the moral of the story, it's if you're a lawyer and you do something bad, your head will explode. This is the old gravedigger inviting you to join me next time when our story will be called Chop Chop, Who's There? On Tales from the Grave.
$96.96 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
And you better remember that info, because you're going to need it to vote for round 1 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you will decide with your vote, of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and get that chance to be boner of the day. If it wins here, it's not boner of the day. No. That changed. Where have you been? I'm doing this for some time now. Why do I have to keep explaining it to you? But okay. If it wins here, it just means it's the winner of round 1. Then we have round 2 boner voting at 8:20. Yes, we do this again with 3 more candidates. Then we take those 2 winners. Boner fight happens at 9:20. That's when you decide boner of the day. So 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a Gracie's gift card.
All right, here's boner candidate number 1. We won't let you tell the truth. A California high school valedictorian was abruptly cut off when she tried to speak about sexual assault during her graduation speech, according to reports. I felt like I was worthless, said recent Petaluma High School graduate Lulabelle Seitz. 17-year-old began her speech on June 2nd, recalling the students' first days as freshmen, then went on to talk about the devastating wildfires that had been in the area, teacher strikes, and her own family struggles. But when it seemed like she was about to bring up her own sexual assault, which allegedly happened on school grounds, which did happen on school grounds, her microphone was cut off. She is visibly upset in a video of the incident as she yells inaudible words to someone off camera. Moments later, her peers and people in the crowd start chanting, "Let her speak, let her speak." After nearly a minute of silence, she returns to her seat. Ms. Seitz, a member of student government who played trumpet in the jazz band and kept a GPA of over 4.0, said administrators warned her not to speak against them in her speech. But the night before commencement, as she watched Martin Luther King Jr. speeches, she said that she was inspired to speak up. "When they cut my mic, I was appalled at them," she said. "I thought, this is a public school with freedom of speech."
No.
Seitz is heading to Stanford in the fall. She's posted the uncensored version of her speech on YouTube. It contains the line, "Even learning on a campus where some people defend perpetrators of sexual assault and silence their victims, we didn't let that drag us down," she said.
Good for you.
The teen said she reported her assault and that the school did nothing about it. Petaluma School District said they wouldn't discuss the allegations of sexual assault due to student privacy. But she says...
This is a girl... She's won a bunch of awards and honor society and all that, and going to Stanford. She's going to go on to do bigger and better things.
What the school didn't realize that these days, doing something like this is just going to get more attention than it would if they had just let her talk.
Yeah,
you know.
But I think that they are embarrassed and they know that they are in for a world of hurt.
Yes,
because they did nothing about that sexual assault, and there are going to be repercussions from that as well. Boner candidate number 1, we won't let you tell the truth. Boner candidate number 2, it's Family Fun Day. Police say the parents of a Philadelphia elementary school boy attacked a vice principal and principal during Family Fun Day after they were told they had to sign the child out in the office. The alleged assaults at Robert B. Pollock Elementary School happened in front of school children. Officials say the two tried to remove their son directly from outside. He was out on the playground. They said, "No, you have to go inside and sign him out." Police say 37-year-old Nicole Myers then punched the vice principal.
Had to.
Because it's Family Fun Day. They say that she then punched the principal and the two fell on the ground. Police say that's when the child's father punched the principal in the head multiple times. Ms. Myers is facing charges including aggravated assault. Police are still looking for the father. Boner candidate number 2, it's Family Fun Day. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, I'm going to teach the boss a lesson.
Boner candidate number 3 for round 1, coming up after this Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, featuring corned beef, pastrami, mustard, pickles, imported from New York, now serving breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Saturday, dinner Thursday through Saturday, featuring local live music Friday and Saturday nights, 20th East, 27th South. For more information, go to feldmansdeli.com.
We tell you about this on Mondays when they're closed.
You have a whole day to think about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's official. Gina swore. Remember when Gina says, no, that's never going to happen. That won't happen.
What
it
happened?
Almost always will.
What?
It is, in fact, the International House of Burgers. IHOB.
It won't stay there.
Burgers. Again, whatever prediction she makes, be assured that it will continue. Now it will be the International House of Burgers when your children's children are eating there, Gina.
So what did they do? Did they change the menu or what?
Yeah, and they feature they are now really getting into the gourmet burgers. Burgers so burger and good, we've changed our name to IHOB.
Burger and good?
For burger. Yeah, that's not a word.
That's not a...
No.
They're extra burgery.
Now, I haven't looked at the menu yet. I just saw this, so... I'm just looking at their Twitter account.
Because I'm sure they're going to be flooded with people here now that they've announced that. But I'm going to wait a couple of weeks
to try the burger,
and then I'll go and try one of their fabulous burgers, and I'll let you know.
I have to say there are pictures here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 apparently different burgers.
Okay.
And they look delicious.
Well, of course.
They look really good. There's one, now I know it's been done before, but there's one with onion rings on it and bacon.
Yes.
So that looks good.
Western barbecue burger.
All right. Patton Oswalt.
Yes.
Got a hold of Anthony Bourdain. Now, Bourdain was loved and celebrated for his blunt way with words, and when Patton Oswalt sent him a tweet or a message, he was very blunt when he replied.
Okay.
The comedian tweeted that when he and his wife, Meredith Salinger, were planning their honeymoon to Paris after their wedding in 2017, friends and family put together a list of things to do and places to eat in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent that. So Patton Oswalt sent that list to Anthony Bourdain. He said, I'm a fan of yours. I'm an admirer. Oh, no, this is Bourdain's response.
Oh.
Patton Oswalt sent the list to Bourdain and said, what do you think? Should we do this stuff in Paris? Bourdain sends back, well, I'm a fan and I'm an admirer of yours, so I got to tell you this. This is no way to enjoy Paris. F them all of them, he said. What followed was a list then of 5 items from Bourdain, starting with try and plan as little as possible.
Just wander around?
Yeah.
I love him and I miss him, Oswald tweeted along with a screenshot of that email. Colleagues, friends, celebrities, fans alike, of course, have been mourning Bourdain's death since he was found dead in France on Friday at the age of 61. Yeah. Don't eat any kind of romaine lettuce.
Ever?
At all? Is that the way it looks right now?
Yeah.
It's my favorite lettuce.
I know, and I had some just this weekend. Public health officials are warning, do not eat any store-bought, here's the caveat, chopped, it says here, romaine lettuce.
Oh.
As an E. coli break linked to the vegetable worsens. 53 related E. coli infections have been reported in 16 states, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In the past several days, 18 new cases have added to the CDC's investigation, including some in states where E. coli illnesses had not yet been reported. The CDC says 9 more hospitalizations have been reported. 2 people developed a kidney failure called hemolytic uremic syndrome.
Okay, I won't eat it. Okay.
Chopped romaine lettuce from Yuma, Arizona, which is apparently where most of it comes from.
Most of it comes from there, yeah. Of course, a proper Caesar salad, you don't chop up your romaine.
No.
Whole leaf.
No.
Trust me.
But I'm just not having any romaine.
Police have identified a driver who was injured in a deadly crash at the Starbucks of Mill Creek on Friday. The driver was 34-year-old Wes Walker of Oakley, Utah. Unified Police said that they're waiting on a toxicology report because they can't figure out why this accident happened. Police say that they think maybe this man suffered some sort of medical episode prior to the crash. Mr. Walker was behind the wheel of a truck that crashed into the patio of a Starbucks on 4800 South Highland Drive. Salt Lake County Sheriff Rosie Rivera said the truck traveled at a high rate of speed from a parking lot on the other side of Highland, crossed Highland, jumped a curb, and careened into a group of people on the Starbucks patio.
I mean, it would make sense if he had a heart attack or something. Because
Jocelyn Nicole Spilsbury of Salt Lake was killed at that table, and there was another person critically injured who was sitting there, and another person injured, but I think released from the hospital. There were also 2 children in the truck, and the children were unharmed.
Okay.
So Mr. Walker was behind the wheel, and but they just don't know what possibly could have happened there. So fireworks.
Yes.
It's fireworks season. And Cedar Hills, Utah, it's in Utah County, I believe. Isn't that up on the bench somewhere?
Not sure.
Yeah,
kind of a wealthier bench community. So they're having their Cedar Hills Day celebration Saturday. Well, they had to cut it short because the Cedar Hills Day fireworks associated with the celebration started a brush fire. So even when the city sponsored fireworks, they started a brush fire. Firefighters said strong winds blew fireworks off to a nearby field by the mouth of American Fork Canyon. Gusty winds. The fire was contained to an area in the river bottoms, and they were finally able to get it under control. Fireworks are just unnecessary. I think they're unnecessary. The Miss Utah pageant, kicking off the final year of having a swimsuit competition.
Oh.
So they have to do it this year?
It's our
not
final.
Just gone? Okay.
It's our final Miss Utah pageant with a swimsuit competition and with an evening wear competition. For us, it's kind of a celebration of where our history has come from since 1921. We're excited to celebrate that, said Whitney Thomas, Miss Utah 2009, and Communications Director for the Miss Utah competition. In a move to make the contest more inclusive in keeping up with the hashtag #MeToo movement, Miss America officials announced last week that physical appearance will no longer factor into candidates' scores, and the women who compete can now keep their swimsuits in their suitcases. Just take them out if you want to swim around at the pool.
And it'll
in the
shorten the
hotel.
whole program. It'll make it go quicker.
Will it?
No, I think it'll still seem interminable. The Miss Utah pageant starts Wednesday. It's always included swimsuit as part of the competition, but that they say, no, this will be the last one. I don't know why they didn't just do away with it this year. There are 54 women competing in the Miss Utah pageant. That's a lot.
Is it counties?
Well, it's they do any kind of rodeo queen is attempt, and there's a Miss Granger, there's a Miss this and a Miss that, any Miss anything.
You got your cities and your municipalities, Kerry, but then you have like your Miss Salt Lake County, and then you have like your Miss SUU,
and then a Miss Beat, Beat Days, and
your Miss Iron County.
Onion Days, Miss Onion Days.
Yeah, I mean there are any number of. If you are any one of those things, you can compete.
Okay.
Doesn't mean that you necessarily do.
And the reason why they did not cut the swimsuit competition from the Miss Utah is because they had already qualified under those.
Under
conditions,
those
rules and conditions. Plus, these things aren't cheap, gentlemen. They've already invested a considerable amount of money in those particular swimsuits. So now, moving forward, they'll be able to know.
Why aren't you the host of this?
Who says I'm not, Gina?
Because he's redheaded.
And because I'm redheaded.
So do we have a moment here? Because now it occurs to me, stay there, that Richie actually had an adventure this weekend that might be interesting. We could include as part of the news here.
He said it's a lot of stories that we should probably do tomorrow.
I can tease one. I met the 3 Pligmigos.
Okay, so Richie was the MC on the DJ for prom down
Second Chance Prom down in the Short Creek. It was actually in Colorado City. Let me just sort of tease it a little bit. I met the mayor of Colorado City, Arizona, whom is a woman who, when she took office, 12 people in the city of Colorado City, yes, that Colorado City, polygamy central, I guess, 12 people on the city council, they left, said they wouldn't work for a woman.
Let me just say this one thing about your DJing down there. I was having dinner at the Airy on Saturday night, and who should come to the table but DJ Rob Ferry?
Oh, really?
And said, and he's looking all snappy and like a real nice. Said, hey, and I said, oh hi. It took me a second to, oh yeah, DJ Ferry. And he said, hi, just saw you sitting here. Wanted to come over and say hi. And I said, oh, Richie. He said, I know. Richie's down in Short Creek doing the Last Chance Prom down there. I have 6 teams out tonight. I have 6 teams of DJs out tonight.
Right.
Nice seeing you. Bye. You had to give that little dig and little dig at Richie and a little brag about his team of DJs.
Yes.
All right.
Bless
what the
sweetheart.
people are like that make the music and movies of today. They are the most filthy, immoral, adulterous people on the face of the earth.
I can't wait to hear.
What are you partaking of? I can guarantee to you, you singing a rock song in your brain, you're not saying a prayer.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what kind of music you played.
Yeah, I will tell you about it, and it is both heartbreaking and so awesome how powerful the music is.
And I'm wondering, how does adultery work in polygamy? That's a whole other thing. I have questions.
Gina, they are married people. They're married.
Don't you just marry the people you want to?
No, so if you're a polygamous husband and you go screw around with somebody you're not married to, that's adultery. If one of your wives steps out on you, it's adultery.
Weather, traffic.
Beautiful, pleasant, 81. And you know what the traffic is? Beautiful, pleasant. There's not an accident been reported so far this morning. Black Velvet Boutique, a locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource. Open 7 days a week. Drop in and find something fun and exciting. Don't forget to mention Radio from Hell. Get 30% off lingerie, 293 South State in Clearfield, or blackvelvetboutique.com.
You know, you wonder, here's boner candidate number 3. I'm going to teach the boss a lesson, and you wonder about the twisted thinking of some people, how they come to these conclusions to do these things. A disgruntled employee hired a homeless man and staged a robbery to teach her boss a lesson after he repeatedly sent his wife to open the restaurant while he stayed home. Chan Tran worked at Gina's Restaurant in Woodburn, Oregon, where she opened up the restaurant with the owner's wife, Chung Lu Hong, an activity she felt was unfair. It is not fair to make Chung, the boss's wife, work more and possibly dangerous, Tran said of her motivation behind the planned robbery. To get back at her boss for not coming down to work and open up the restaurant more often, sending his wife instead of coming himself, Tran said she hired a homeless man from Portland to pretend to rob the restaurant while the two women were there alone. Tran reportedly had offered the homeless man a cell phone and some cash to pretend to rob the restaurant. The two allegedly practiced the robbery to make it look as real as possible.
You got to practice.
Because she...
And then you'll do this, and then I'll do that.
Now, during the staged robbery, the homeless man tried to enter the restaurant differently than they had planned.
No, we went through this.
So Tran attempted to block him. Once the homeless man forced his way inside, Tran placed money on the floor for him, which he took and then fled. But then she finally confessed it was all to teach the boss a lesson. He should be coming down here to open the restaurant.
Right? You see what happens when you're not here?
Good Lord.
Bad people come in.
Boner candidate number 3.
Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, we won't let you tell the truth. A valedictorian's microphone was cut off by high school officials when she brought up the sexual assault she had suffered on campus. This was during her graduation speech, and they just cut her mic off. And it was really, you know, the crowd chanted, let her speak, and they didn't turn the mic back on, and finally she just looked embarrassed and went and sat down, and that's terrible. Boner candidate number 2, it's Family Fun Day. Parents attacking an elementary school and a principal and vice principal over some issue with their son, and ironically, it was done on Family Fun Day.
Family Fun Day.
And boner candidate number 3, I'm going to teach the boss a lesson.
All right, so you've got to decide of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 2. That happens at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. And then we take the 2 winners, and at 9:20, that's boner fight. That's when you decide boner of the day. So pick your contender for this round. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. Put that number in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. You can call the producer's booth and use your voice to vote, 877-602-9696, Cynthia taking votes. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting June 11 and vote there. You've only got 4.5 minutes. Let's go.
X96 gives you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding with John Smith.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their bishop and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders. We begin our drama at the Space Bus Depot in Provo as our fine young missionaries-to-be, Lehigh Christiansen and Laron Butch Jinson, Arrive in Happy Valley and await transportation to the MTC.
Hi, I'm Lehigh Christiansen. Isn't this exciting?
Oh, is this your first time in a space bus depot?
No, I mean getting your mission call.
Well, it was either this or a stint in the Space Marines. This way I'm out in 2 years and my parents are still happy.
I've been waiting for this day since I was 8. I've been putting galactic credits into my missionary fund for the past 11 years.
Oh.
I can't wait to get into the field and start finding people to convert.
Wow, you sure are in the right place. Well, my folks promised me a new land speeder if I found some way to avoid getting sent home early.
Oh, looky, there's a droid over there holding a sign with my name on it.
Must be our escort to the MTC.
I am Decon 1. If you will follow me, I will show you to the MTC and get you settled into your quarters there.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Later, we find our strapping young lads in the midst of their indoctrination. Butch has just been told that he will have Lehigh as his companion for the next 2 years.
Hey, wait a minute. 2 years with this guy?
You don't seem overly enthusiastic about the prospect of spending 2 years with me.
I'm not.
Well, I think it's a keen idea.
If you two are through, I would like to commence with your indoctrination. Here at the MTC, you will be given memory-enhancing implants. At the same time, a universal translating device will be placed inside your skull. You'll be outfitted with the latest in missionary technology, a laptop computer which contains the Bible, Book of Mormon, Pearl of Great Price, and the Doctrine and Covenants. It also serves as a holo projector to allow you to show your prospective converts those wonderful animated tales from the Book of Mormon, which have been loved by millions for centuries. You will also be issued a Mark 32 10-speed bicycle with hyperdrive and one of those cute luggage racks on the back. These bikes are capable of warp 9.3 and have a cruising radius of over 270 parsecs. You will be shown how to properly care for your hyperbike, and you will be responsible for its upkeep. Any questions?
Yeah. Implants? Like inside my head?
Yes.
Keen! When do we start?
Will Butch let the fine folks at the MTC put equipment in his head? Will Lehigh volunteer to do it for them if it'll get him into the field faster? Does the Mark 32 Hyperbike come with a luggage rack standard, or is it a dealer add-on? Tune in next time for the answers to these questions and to hear our elders say...
What you doing, Butch?
Reprogramming my name badge so that instead of Elder LaRon Jensen, it reads Butch.
I think the manual prohibits tampering with the MTC issue equipment.
I'm sure it does. Hey, you want to help me put some fender flares on my bike?
On our next kidney-wrenching episode of Space Elders.
Oh, and on Twitter. Follow us at Radio from Hell.
7:46, time to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part by some potato chips and muhamara.
Muhamra?
I can never get it right. Muhamra. I don't know why I can never get it
And
right.
I always call it, I call it Mumra.
No, Muhamra.
Muhamra. My wife made it, and it was, oh man, it was good.
And happy Monday. Celebrate this evening at Gracie's with Monday Night Jazz Sessions featuring David Halliday and the Jazz Vespers Quartet from 7 to 10. Adults only.
So, boner candidate number 1, we won't let you tell the truth. Valedictorian's microphone cut off during her graduation speech when she brought up the fact that she'd been sexually assaulted on the campus of her high school, and the school didn't do anything about it. Boner candidate number 2, it's Family Fun Day. Parents trying to check their child out of school during Family Fun Day at the school. The vice principal and the principal said, well, you can't just take them off the playground here. You have to come and check them out at the office, which prompted the parents to beat up the principal and vice principal on Family Fun Day. And boner candidate number 3, I'm going to teach the boss a lesson. An upset restaurant employee hiring a homeless man to stage a robbery to teach her boss a lesson. Wade won a Gracie's gift card, and overwhelmingly, boner candidate number 1. We won't let you tell the truth.
That is the winner of round 1. It now goes forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight. It's not Boner of the Day yet.
No.
It has to defeat the winner of round 2. That happens at 8:20. Boner Fight's at 9:20, so stand by.
You know, the IHOP has a big brunch burger with bacon and fried eggs and brown potatoes on top.
So I did a lot of back and forth this weekend, going to Snowbird and back down to Salt Lake and then back up to Snowbird.
That seems really silly.
Well, I got a lot going on, Bill. I'm a busy woman. We had the UMOCA, which is the, what does that stand for?
Utah Museum of Contemporary Art.
That's it.
Utah Museum of Contemporary Art, UMOCA.
Charity event on Saturday. And my in-laws, you know Amy and Retta of the Ruin Bar.
Mm-hmm. Retta being your husband's brother.
Yes. And they are involved people.
Yes.
They are on every board and and Retta's on the board there at at UMOCA. And so they had a table at this fundraiser, which Bill hosted. Did you host it more than once?
I've done it. I've emceed it 3 times, I think.
And I said to Bill, "Oh, are you hosting that this weekend?" And you said no. And
no, they didn't. And then I heard from them, as a matter of fact, a couple of nights before, and they said, "Would you like to come and attend?" They said, "We don't have money to pay an MC this year." And I said, and I told them in the email, I said, you don't really have to pay me.
Yeah.
I would do it for nothing because I like you guys.
Yeah. But, and they did fine with, not to make you feel bad, but they did fine with that.
No, I'm sure it was fine. It would have been better with me.
But it was at the museum, which I'd never been to before.
Christian who was the director of the museum, is also a performer. He has been a performer.
They had this cool exhibit where there was a canvas hung on the wall, and then across the room, I don't know, 25 feet or something, they had a clay pigeon shooter. Mm-hmm. You know, like you're going to shoot skeet.
It's a launcher.
Yeah,
launches them in the air.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And the room was just littered with pieces of clay pigeon, and the canvas. So they were trying to hit the canvas with the clay pigeon, so that it was making marks. Although this was the art. This is how you're making your art: is shooting clay pigeons at the.
Now, was somebody operating it?
No,
or it was just automatic.
That's my complaint. I wanted to watch somebody do this. I wanted to watch them create this.
I think part of the point was that it was just an automatic.
Yeah.
That was part of the art piece. Jim.
I don't know, but I wanted to watch it happen.
I don't think you should be around modern art at all.
I can be around modern art.
I don't think you get it mostly.
So I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
And
yes.
Find the bathroom. There's a sign on it that says, "Gender neutral bathroom." There are stalls inside.
Mm-hmm. But the sign said that.
Sign was very clear.
There are stalls.
There are stalls.
Terrific.
Gender neutral
All right.
bathroom.
I know what to expect.
So it's not one of the bathrooms where you can go in and you lock the door and it doesn't matter what.
No, there are many people will be in here doing their business at the same time.
Sure, gotcha.
I charge ahead. I open the door.
I'm surprised you didn't go across the street to a mall.
And I took there are stalls inside to mean if you are peeing, you will go in the stall and close the door and pee.
Well, are there urinals in there as well?
No. But there's a guy standing in the open stall peeing.
Oh, there's a door on the stall?
Yes.
But he just didn't shut it.
But he didn't shut the door?
And I'm like,
that's kind of the point.
Well, but it was, Gina, it was probably a new concept to him as well.
I thought they made it very clear that
It just said there.
I don't want to see a woman sitting there peeing with the door. Close the door. Men are used to seeing other men pee. But
you sneak a peek?
No.
Sneak a peek, huh? Hey, just sneak a peek?
I've never watched my husband pee. I don't want to see some stranger peeing. I'm like,
if you've never watched him pee, how did you ever have babies?
There's no part of watching somebody pee and having babies.
Well, I know, but
it's a different thing. But come on. So I go in the stall and close the door like you should.
Yeah.
Did you close it sort of loudly and to make a statement?
But I'm in a jumpsuit. A fancy jumpsuit, but a jumpsuit that has a zipper in the back. That my husband had to help me zip up before we left the house.
Can I just ask you why? Why?
Why a jumpsuit?
With a zipper in the back?
That's how it was made. I don't know. I didn't make it.
I guess I'm just asking why you would buy it.
I'm in there, and I'm trying to, you can pull it up and get it started going down, but then there's that middle of the back thing where, and I'm thinking.
Right there where the back fat is.
Well, you should have just asked the guy who was in the stall next to you.
I'm thinking, if this were just a regular bathroom,
Give me a hand.
I would ask
You'd ask the
the
girl.
lady that was there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not.
You should ask the guy
that's standing peeing with the door open.
Would you wash your hands and help me with this zipper, please?
Give me a hand here.
I mean, I get it with the gender-neutral bathroom, but
I don't get it why you would buy a jumpsuit that zips, that you can't get in and out of yourself.
You don't think that when you buy it. You think that's cute, and then you don't think I'm not going to be able to get in and out of it.
Have you worn it before?
No.
Will you ever wear it again?
Yes.
You'll just won't pee.
I just will not pee.
Well, and my wife is very disappointed in you.
What?
Says you don't wear that when you don't have help.
Yeah.
Either a husband or girlfriend comes to the bathroom with you.
Well, I would have asked a random lady if it had just been the ladies' room.
But again, you weren't thinking ahead. You could have asked Amy, could you come to the restroom with me?
No.
Because I'm going to need some help.
I didn't.
Or the gender-neutral bathroom.
was-
Your husband could have gone in there.
It was my first pee in the jumpsuit. Now I know when I wear it again.
Now, so your husband could have come in and unzipped it, but then you would have had to say, "Now go away. you can't see me pee."
No. Just all very upsetting.
You'll get there.
I don't know if I want to get there.
Next time when you buy clothing, you'll think to yourself about these things.
I will think ahead.
And the modern world will drag you into it.
Oh, let's see what we have here, because UDOT's not telling me anything that's going on, so I'm wondering if, let's see, somebody says, cops just blocked off 4th South at 5th East. Don't know if there's an incident there or an accident or what's going on. More information, please. Text it to us, 33986. At Rocky Mountain Power, everything they create is to power your greatness, so keep going. Know that they're here for you. Learn more at poweringgreatness.com.
What color is the jumpsuit?
It's like a bright blue, like a...
If you were to find a matching ribbon, you could tie it on the zipper.
Oh.
Just a thought.
That's a great idea.
From a texter.
Yeah.
All right. All right, then. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Bill Frost will be here to tell us what's on TV this week. And we got round 2 of your boner voting on the way as well.
Back to the heart of downtown Salt Lake.
I was reading one of those woman magazines.
One of your women magazines?
Like your
Ms., your Red Book?
No.
Ladies' Home Journal?
No, like Glamour or Allure or one of those.
Mary Claire?
And not tongue-in-cheek. Because a lot of times they have, helpful tips in there on how to, host a cocktail party.
Mm-hmm.
They had an article about tips on using weed at parties.
Using weed at parties.
Is it like etiquette? This is weed etiquette.
Yeah.
Like, is it proper etiquette to bring weed as a hostess gift?
Depends on whose party you're
Well,
going
yeah,
to.
But I mean, this is an art.
Mhm.
They wrote it just like,
Yeah.
do you bring a bottle of wine to your hostess gift? If you bring weed, how do you go about? Do you smoke it inside? Do you go out on the porch? Do you offer some to other? If somebody else has brought it, what's the proper way to ask?
Are these articles written for people who have no common sense?
Yeah.
The point is that the point is exactly what the point that Drop's making is.
Is that back in the 50s, it was, you'll
now
you'll
it's
go
like,
on a killing spree, and now it's don't smoke in the park.
Or don't smoke in the house, take it outside. And this is alongside pictures of women in black cocktail dress. They're not hippies with dreadlocks. It's your typical cocktail party.
Which is ridiculous.
You don't think people in black evening gowns are smoking?
No, I resent the fact that the middle class and the upper class has co-opted marijuana. It should be just the hippies, the patchouli oil wearing, dreadlock hippies, the tie-dye crowd.
It was just interesting that it was just presented in a.
But the way you describe the article too, it's just I'm still fixated on the fact that it's apparently written for morons.
Well,
it's just like what?
But the type of people that read those kind of magazines
Are morons?
Maybe haven't encountered that before. I don't know.
Have not encountered common sense.
Well, the point is, the word I will take from you is common. It is now common. That's why it's appearing in magazines.
No, I see. I get that. That's an interesting part of it. But if it were about booze, it would also be for idiots.
Mm-hmm.
It's an article for an idiot. God,
they're not. Why does this make you? I just thought it was interesting. It wasn't the New Yorker. It's a dumb woman's magazine.
Yeah, I know. It's I
get makeup tips out of it. That's what I'm going to that magazine for, not an in-depth article on pot etiquette.
Radio from Hell, proudly giving you incomplete sports and traffic with Gina Barberi on X96.
Of course, from Baskets, one of our favorite shows on FX, and somebody in
Paulette Platt, I believe, yeah,
who said, "Is that why you played it?"
Yeah.
She said, I guess she started watching Baskets, and she tweeted, "You guys didn't tell me how heartbreaking that show can be."
Oh, it's horrible.
It
can take you from hilarity to tears in a moment.
Louis Anderson just gives such a touching performance as Mother Baskets.
Is this sponsored you?
Yes, Broovies Cinema Pub. Did you know this, Bill? They have one in Ogden now. Not you, Bill. That Bill.
I answered to Bill as well.
I knew as well.
Biggest Hollywood blockbusters and best independent films, and of course a full bar with great food. Visit broovies.com for more details and come see them at their grand opening on June 15th.
Oh, come on now.
There we go. Here he is, Bill Frost. He is here to talk about what's on TV this week. He's the TV writer for Slug Magazine, and also he has a podcast called TV Tan that talks all about TVs and drinking and getting a tan.
Yeah.
And he's in a band called Magda Vega that played the big music festival in Torrey this weekend.
Yeah. It's a good time. Very, very sunny, very windy, very dusty.
Yeah, you're kind of sunburned. You're
a little bit, yeah.
You didn't wear sunscreen.
So you can find all of that Bill Frost goodness at
billfrost.tv.
Right. Okay. So
speaking of the TV Tan podcast and Broovies,
yes,
this is all very coincidental.
Okay.
Presenting the season 4 premiere of Lucha Underground. On Wednesday night, live on the big screen at Broovies.
Very cool.
Yeah. Also with a very special guest appearance by Marty the Moth Martinez.
All right.
Now, I don't know what Lucha I mean, I know what luchadores are, and what is Lucha Underground?
Basically, wrestling from Mexico.
Okay.
And it's wrestling is scripted.
What?
Spoiler.
Bill.
I know.
Bill.
I know. But no one scripts it better than Lucha Underground. It's almost like a combination of wrestling show and telenovela. The stories that are going on are so involved. And it's very well done.
Is it available like on Telemundo?
On the El Rey Network.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's the one started by Rodriguez.
Yeah. So, if you don't have the El Rey Network, go down to Broovies.
And that'll be on?
Wednesday, starting at 6.
Okay.
And also premiering on Wednesday, Season 3, Ozzy and Jack's World Tour.
Like Ozzy and Sharon. Ozzy and Jack, not so much.
I don't want to. I
don't
care.
Season 3, though?
I know, right? Yeah. And coming up on Thursday, Marlon Wayans, his sitcom is back. Simply called Marlon on NBC. It's a laugh track sitcom, but it's not that terrible.
Okay.
It's kind of a family sitcom. And this is its second season.
I want to see that on the promotional material, Bill Frost Slug Magazine. It's not that terrible.
Not that terrible for a laugh track sitcom. I have a very low tolerance for him, as does Carrie.
Yes. Hate him.
Also, the fifth and final season premiere of Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, starring Lisa Edelstein, formerly of House.
It's a good show.
Very good show.
It's not for me.
No.
I could tell by watching it that you got some very talented actresses there. You've got some great writing. It's just not for me.
Yes. If you liked Sex in the City back in the day, this is along those lines.
Yes.
Well,
better,
then it's not for me either.
No, definitely not. Also, a show I forgot to mention last week because there's too many shows.
Mm-hmm.
American Woman on the Paramount Network, starring Alicia Silverstone.
What is that?
It is set in the 70s. It's sort of about the second wave of feminism hitting in the 70s. And I don't know much about it because I completely missed it. But Alicia Silverstone, Mina Suvari is in it.
Okay.
And it's on the Paramount Network.
Okay.
And Friday, Billy Bob Thornton is back for a second season in Goliath.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember what Goliath is.
This is on Amazon, and he plays a hard-drinking attorney.
I can see that.
And he's very good. The show is good mainly because he's just so dynamic and charismatic. I watched that first season. and I don't think I could tell you anything about the plot or what happened. Or
It's, for the most part, it's kind of a standard issue lawyer, tackling a big case. He's out of his league. Kind of one of those kind of things.
You're out of order.
Now he's in a case involved in yet another big conspiracy in L.A., and, of course, he's in over his head again.
Yeah.
But he'll find his way out.
And he drinks too much.
Yes. Yeah. And also on Friday, second season of Queer Eye. The new stuff, the new version on Netflix.
With our local guy on there?
Tan France.
Yep. That hair is just amazing.
I know. It defies gravity.
Yeah. Also, season 3 of The Ranch.
What's
that thing with Ashton Kutcher?
My mom loves that show.
What is it?
Danny Masterson, Sam Elliott, Deborah Winger.
That's why my mom loves it. Sam Elliott and Deborah Winger. They live on a ranch.
It's a sitcom about a ranch.
It's like Ponderosa.
It's a sitcom.
Yes, with a laugh
those
track.
people.
Yeah.
With those people.
It's a comedy with those people in it.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we're now on the 3rd season, Bill.
She loves it.
Okay. And is this a network show?
This is Netflix. Yeah, people.
I'll look at it once.
People like it.
Okay.
It has a laugh track again. Also, the 4th and final season of 12 Monkeys on the Sci-Fi Channel,
which is actually good.
Yeah, it preceded all of the time traveling trending shows, and it's a little hard to follow sometimes.
Yeah, I had to jump out.
Yeah, but this is 4th and final season. They're blowing it out with several episodes over the course of about 3 or 4 Fridays. So, if you want to know how that ends up.
It was pretty consistent. I jumped out at about 3rd season just because I kind of lost track in too many shows. But
it's probably a show you should binge watch.
It's one of those.
It might make more sense that way.
Yeah, you'd be able to go, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And coming up on Sunday, season 4 of The Affair.
The Affair.
The Affair, starring McNulty from The Wire.
Haven't they been discovered yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Maura Tierney is also in here, and Pacey from Dawson's Creek is in here, and
we like Maura Tierney.
Maura Tierney's really good.
She's really good in this show.
It's adult drama.
It is.
It's just too depressing.
It's something you sit down with your wine, and your cat and watch. I think. Season 3, final season also of Shades of Blue. Jennifer Lopez she's a cop.
Cop show. Yeah.
It's the Shield Light is what it is really. Ray
So it's
Liotta.
light blue. It should be light blue.
Yeah, Ray Liotta and his no lips are in here.
He's really good.
He's very good. It's not a bad cop show. If you need another cop show in your life, with J-Lo and Ray Liotta.
Did you ever see I don't know if it was an episode arc or just one episode where Ray Liotta played a hopeless alcoholic who was dying of alcoholism.
On what?
On ER. Didn't I say that? On ER. He was just, God, you watch the guy work. It's like watching Westworld. So anytime Anthony Hopkins is in it, or Jeffrey Wright, when Bernard is in it, and you watch the people around them, and then you watch those two actors, they just. You look at the other people and you go, oh, those people are acting.
Actually, now that you mention it, I'm surprised Ray Liotta hasn't been on Westworld. I could see him on that.
Yeah,
I could see him on that as a bad guy.
I don't know. Can he grow a beard?
But it's just those people who can act in a certain way that you realize that the other people around them are acting, and they're just so effortless. Billy Bob Thornton is similar to that.
Yeah. And season 2 of Talking with Chris Hardwick.
What are they talking about?
Not The Walking Dead.
Chris Hardwick.
It's just a celebrity interview show.
Yeah, it's just a talk show with him.
I think he might have mentioned last week who the first guest. They didn't say who the first guest was going to be, but coming up this season are people like Chris Pratt, Karen Gillan, Donald Glover, Ethan Hawke,
he's got
Bill Hader.
Good people.
Yeah. And that is your week there.
All right, thank you very much.
Too much TV.
I know. I'm
too
sorry.
many shows.
I get lost, and I realize, I never watched the last 5 episodes of this. I forgot about it. Terrible.
Crash south on I-15 at milepost 313. That's the I-15-215 North Junction in Davis County. The left lane closed there. That's the only accident. We're doing pretty well this morning. Friends of the program say a couple of accidents between Bangerter and 90th, but nothing causing too much trouble this morning. Looks like that's it. If you want to send in something that you see, I appreciate it when you do. 33986 is our text number. Performance Autoplex, a massive selection of used between 3 stores in Bountiful. Every used car is certified. That's how a smile starts. Performance Autoplex Bountiful.
All right.
We've got Boners Round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1, get in them kennels. Boner candidate number 2, he wanted Stoli and she wanted Captain Morgan. And boner candidate number 3, finders keepers.
All right. Thank you very much. We got round 2 of your boner voting, along with Big Boy News and a Pinuendo coming up.
Monkey Story coming up, too.
Monkey Story. Thank you very much. All that on the way. First, got to tell you about OmahaSteaks.com. I did some grilling this weekend.
You did?
Yep, did a couple of steaks and then a couple of burgers.
Now, did you take the tips that Omaha Steaks gives you and try out their grilling tips?
Yes.
Like what? Give us an example.
Steak tips. I love
Do you know the rule, depending on the thickness? And you can go on omahasteaks.com and they have this laid out for you, depending on the thickness. It's so many minutes on one side and then just so many minutes on the other
So
side.
mostly cook it here,
Yeah.
finish it here.
Finish it here,
Got it.
don't touch it. And again, that depending on the thickness and weight of the steak and all that. But all that information, you can find it at omahasteaks.com. I use it year-round. But because Father's Day is Sunday, they want to remind you about this amazing deal. Now, yes, you can get this for your father for Father's Day, or order it for yourself, because this is a lot, and it's such a good deal. Omaha Steaks giving a limited-time offer to our listeners right now for Father's Day for only $49.99. That means this whole thing adds up to 78% off, a really amazing deal. Go to omahasteaks.com. Type in X96 in their search bar. You're going to search their website for X96. You press enter, and it'll take you to where you can get this Omaha Steaks Father's Day package, which includes 2 tender filet mignons, 2 beefy top sirloins, 4 crispy chicken fried steaks, 2 boneless pork chops, 4 all-beef Omaha Steak burgers, 4 gourmet jumbo franks, 12 ounces of all-beef meatballs, 1 pound of steakhouse fries, 4 caramel apple tartlets, 1 Omaha Steaks seasoning packet, and then they're going to throw in 4 more grill-ready Omaha Steaks burgers for free with this purchase. Now, again, it's a limited-time package for only $49.99 plus shipping when you go to omahasteaks.com and type X96 in their search bar, hit enter, add Father's Day package to your cart. Don't wait. This offer ends soon. Father's Day is Sunday. Go to omahasteaks.com, X96 in the search bar, grab your dad, and fire up the grill.
And now it's time for another edition of Ned Hastings, Smoking Psychotherapist. Brought to you by Iger Brothers Chain Link. Whatever your chain link need, be it fences, neck ornaments, or medieval armor, call Iger Brothers. We've been linking you up with the finest chain link products for over 30 years. And now Ned Hastings, Smoking Psychotherapist.
Ladies and gentlemen, order. Order, please. It's time to get this committee meeting underway. The Utah State Legislature has impaneled this panel to look into Utah's new law prohibiting cigarette smoking in all public places. We'll be hearing from a series of expert witnesses today. The first person to testify is a psychotherapist named Ned Hastings. Sergeant at Arms, could you call Mr. Hastings to the committee room, please?
Mr. Hastings, Ned Hastings, please come into the committee room.
Mr. Hastings, thank you for being with us today. May I say that it's an unusual contraption that you're wearing. It looks like a spacesuit.
Close, but no cigarette, Mr. Chairman. It works on the same principle as a spacesuit, and it was developed by NASA, but this is my patented Ned Hastings smoke suit. The backpack portion recycles fine, rich Turkish tobacco instead of fresh air. The bubble headgear captures every bit of smoke. None escapes into the outer atmosphere, thereby allowing me to roam freely through Utah's smoke-free environment.
Well, I'm not sure that this is allowable. You may be breaking a Utah law.
Oh, but I'm willing to take that risk for the sake of sweet, sweet tobacco.
Mr. Haston, I'm having a hard time seeing your face through the bubble.
Oh, yes. I'm still working on a system to clear the tar and nicotine resins from the inner surface. I have a devil of a time behind the wheel of my sporty car.
Oh, yes. Mr. Haston, you've been called before this panel as an expert witness. You are a psychotherapist, are you not?
I am.
And what is your expert view of the new Utah Clean Air Act?
I feel that it is an abomination before God and man. Not only does the law discourage people from finding good mental health by becoming new smokers, it is causing those existing smokers who have achieved some measure of mental stability to become unhinged. If this law stays in effect, I am anticipating a rash of crimes the like of which you little people have never...
My God, his suit's sprung a leak!
Filthy tobacco smoke is leaking into the hollow chamber. Evacuate this building immediately!
Oh no! If tobacco smoke is leaking out, that means that fresh air is getting in. Must reach the cigarettes in car. Holy shit!
Will Ned make it to his cigarettes in time? Join us next as Iger Brothers Chain Link presents another in the continuing adventures of Ned Hastings, smoking psychotherapist.
(77602-9696) or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Yes, remember that information. You're going to need it in about 15 minutes or so to vote for round 2 of your boners. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human situations. Right. Actions, things, those sort of things.
Things that people, habits.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
And so you're going to listen to these 3, and you're going to try to decide which one of them is the worst, and therefore most qualified to go forward to get that chance to be Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it is not Boner of the Day. It has to defeat the winner of round 1. That happened an hour ago, and you missed it. So we'll take both of the winners of each round, put them into the Boner Dome for Boner Fight at 9:20. That's when you decide Boner of the Day. So listen carefully and pick your contender for round 2 right now.
It's a big responsibility.
It is. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a Fat Cats gift card.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Getting them kennels. Police in Tennessee say a woman has been charged with transporting 2 young children in pet kennels inside of her vehicle. News outlets report that 62-year-old Lemomi Cheeks.
We have video.
Yeah. Lemomi Cheeks was charged with 2 counts of child endangerment. Go to x96.com/live. Now, those kids look like they aren't in any danger. Look, she's
they
just,
probably had fun.
She's just springing right out of that. According to the Memphis police affidavit, Ms. Cheeks said, there wasn't no room inside the vehicle. because there were cages there. So she told the kids ages 7 and 8, just get inside the kennels.
It'll be fun.
Well, there was no air conditioning vents in the back of the vehicle, and the children told police, we got hot.
Oh.
Temperatures in the area reached about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Ms. Cheeks was held Sunday in the Shelby County Jail. Doesn't know where she bailed out or not. Boner candidate number 1, get in them kennels. There's boner candidate number 2. Well, he wanted Stoli, and she wanted Captain Morgan. A Defuniak Springs couple, I don't know where that is.
Defuniak?
Defuniak Springs was arrested after beating each other up in a parking lot of the Dollar General. A Walton County Sheriff's deputy arrived at the Dollar General. In reference to a disturbance there, he found a man and a woman who said that they'd been dating about 6 months. They both admitted to drinking before the incident and were on their way to purchase more alcohol.
Oh, Bill, you didn't even need to think about it. It's Florida.
Yeah. The woman told the deputy she was battered by the man, but wouldn't admit to battering him. The man said she actually battered him and shoved dirt in his mouth. but he didn't admit to battering her. The man had bruises on his hip, back, and forehead. He also had stitches on his nose from a previous fight with the woman. The woman had bruises on her body that appeared to be old, the report said, and a bruise on her hip and a lump on her eye that was new, and her shirt was partially torn.
She likes to get in fights.
2 witnesses called to report the fight, one saying the man was hitting the woman, one saying the woman was hitting the man. Both were arrested for battery. Boner candidate number 2, he wanted Stoli, and she wanted Captain Morgan. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, finders keepers.
All right, so boner candidate number 3 for round 2, coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Brought to you by
Salt Lake Gaming Con returns July 6th and 7th to the Mountain America Expo Center in Sandy, featuring digital and board game tournaments, free play, consoles, cosplay, Nerf gun battles, celebrity guests, and more. Get tickets and information at saltlakegamingcon.com.
I don't know if we have video of this or not, but here's your monkey story, Carrie.
Oh, okay.
Also Florida, Holiday, Florida. A Florida man had to be separated from his capuchin monkey after he was arrested for reportedly driving a stolen vehicle into a ditch. The monkey, named Monk,
is seen very original.
Is seen clinging to the shirt of Cody Blake Hesson, who was arrested for auto theft. Sheriff's officials say that the monkey, Monk, was wearing a diaper.
Well, yeah.
And he was in a blanket and was clinging to the man, Mr. Cody Blake Hesson, for dear life.
Monkeys!
Florida Wildlife Commission took possession of the monkey, transported it to the Suncoast Primate Sanctuary. Mr. Hesson did not have a permit for the animal.
Monkeys!
But the monkey was clearly attached to him, both physically and emotionally. I don't think that he's a very good dad because he's a car thief.
Yeah.
But still.
Shouldn't be taking monkeys on a heist.
No.
Monkeys!
Fox News host Abby Huntsman.
The daughter of
John Huntsman's daughter. Ambassador John Huntsman, ambassador to Russia, apologized on Sunday after she referred to an upcoming summit between President Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un as a meeting between 2 dictators.
I don't know why she has to apologize for that.
Huntsman made the comment on Fox and Friends weekend as Trump arrived in Singapore for his meeting with Kim Jong-un, where the two are set to talk about the possibility of the country, North Korea's denuclearization. And Donald Trump says he'll know. Have you got the audio of that?
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear it.
Regardless of what happens in that meeting between the 2 dictators, regardless of what happens in that meeting between the 2 dictators.
She apologized on the air after facing blowback for the remark. I'll never claim to be a perfect human being. We all have slip-ups. I have many. Now let's move on to things that actually matter, she said. It's funny. I thought maybe she was making a joke, but apparently she wasn't. She just said it accidentally.
It was
is in a Freudian slip kind of way.
Exactly.
That comes easily to
it's
a lot of us.
Yes.
Do you have the audio of this now, Carrie? Of course, the Tony Awards were on Sunday night, and most of us don't know. I don't know anything about the play that won. the most awards. It's called, what is it called? The band came to our house, or something like that.
That's it.
The
only band came to our house. That's it.
I feel like we should know at least who.
I've got the title here somewhere. It's something about the band as came to our party.
Is it Boys in the Band?
No, it's not Boys in the Band.
That's a different
I would remember that
Yes.
one.
I'll look.
But the and the only play mentioned that I really noticed was Harry Potter and the Buried Child won best.
Cursed Child.
A Cursed Child, rather. Buried Child is a Sam Shepard thing. Anyway, it won Best Play. What is the name of the play, Richie? The Band Came to Our House? Or
The band, I don't know. I hadn't seen it either.
Visit.
The Band's Visit.
10 awards. I knew very little about it. Me and Dylan were just talking about that, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, the reason I bring the Tonys up at all is that the drama students from Florida's Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, where 17 people were killed by a mass shooter in February, took the stage, and they were, well, Robert De Niro was maybe the highlight of the evening because he just stood there and yelled out, F Trump.
He was my
twice.
highlight.
But the drama students sang, this is from Rent, it's a beautiful song.
Those are the
high school kids.
Really?
They're high school kids, yeah.
on February.
There's a big end of it, the super bunch of high notes or whatever. The girl who
They hit
did
'em?
that, she nailed it. She nailed it. It was great.
525,000 moments so dear.
It's a great song.
525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year?
Anyway, that was everybody said that was the
Yeah,
highlight of the
sure.
Tony Awards.
Josh Groban and Sarah Bareilles, not as bad as you would think.
Josh Groban can
What?
be funny. He has a sense of humor.
And she has a sense of
Does she?
humor
I
as
don't
well.
know. I don't know much.
Here's the deal. It was not your like your Neil Patrick Harris or your Ricky Gervais type of hosting. It was very much, and they started it off because neither of them have ever won a Grammy or a Tony or anything like
How
that.
is that possible?
And they talk about that.
I don't even know who she is. I don't know who that is.
She's had number
She
one
wrote
songs.
Waitress, but anyway, it was fun. It was a fun time.
Now the volcano in Hawaii.
It hasn't stopped.
Holy mackerel, doing it again. An explosion at the summit of Hawaii's erupting Kilauea volcano on Sunday sent ash spewing into the air. Driving hazard for roads on parts of the Big Island because of visibility problems. Journalists and National Guard soldiers watched a huge fountain of lava erupt into the sky. I mean, just some lava shooting as high as 180 feet on Saturday night.
The Earth is mad at us.
Seismic activity at the crater continues with gas explosions, ash eruptions, and it shows no sign of stopping. Let's see. Elizabeth Warren. What a wonderful person.
Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Several Senate Democrats said that they were deeply offended when their colleague, Senator Elizabeth Warren, publicly called them out by name. These Democrats, her colleagues, called them out by name for backing a bank deregulation bill that will heighten the chances of yet another devastating financial crisis. But that hasn't deterred the Massachusetts senator, Ms. Warren, from continuing to denounce members of her own party for cozying up to corporate power. Quote, until we have all the Democrats who are willing to fight for the American people and not for a handful of billionaires and giant corporations, then it's going to stay an uphill fight, she said. We are on the verge of, remember after the big financial collapse?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yep.
Was that 10 years ago?
Yeah.
And so we strengthened the regulations on these banks.
Yes.
And lending institutions. And now we've been tearing those restrictions away.
Well,
and what do you think is going to happen?
Well, you got to drain the swamp, Bill.
What do you think will happen? Elizabeth Warren is maybe the only honest. I mean, come on, you guys. 7 Democrats supporting that banking deregulation.
Yeah,
that's That's astonishing. And you know why? Because they get money from those big banks for their campaigns. And then, let's see, finally this, and then we'll get to number 3. Bill Hader.
Yes.
You would think that writing and directing and starring on a TV show, Barry, that he's doing for HBO, would be really hard. And it is hard, but Bill Hader says it's not even slightly. He said being on Saturday Night Live was so much more stressful, so much more difficult than producing the TV show Barry. Saturday Night Live, he says, we're doing Barry, you're not live, you're not in front of the nation.
Oh, you have time to
Says,
fix things. You have time to...
He said, I went back to host Saturday Night Live, and I was a nervous wreck. He was on Saturday Night Live, of course, from 2005 to 2014. He said returning to the series for just 1 week earlier this year made him want to start smoking again.
Wow.
It's that stressful.
Yeah, I imagine it would be.
Yeah.
He was funny on that
Was he?
episode when he hosted. Very funny.
But if you haven't watched his HBO show, Barry, find it. I think the first season was only 8 episodes, right, Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is just great. It's funny, and it's really devastating in certain parts and really violent in certain parts.
And plus Henry Winkler teaching you how to act.
Gene. What's his last name?
Cusimano?
Cusimano, yeah.
Is that it?
Gene Cusimano. He's great. And Stephen Root who plays Bill Hader is an assassin on the show. Stephen Root is his handler, and he's incredibly good. And then whoever all those people are that play the Russians are just, man, they're good. That guy with the bald-headed Russian guy.
With no eyebrows.
Yeah. Hey, you guys.
And see, that's the first time you see him in kind of a comedic role. He usually plays bad guys, and really effectively.
Mm-hmm.
He's this creepy assassin on Gotham, who's from the comic books, Victor Zsasz, who every time he kills somebody, he scars himself. But he's just brutal on Gotham, and then you see him in this role.
He's hilarious.
He is funny as hell.
And I think the actor really does have alopecia.
Yeah,
he has no eyebrow, no hair.
Yeah, he does.
He's
actual alopecia.
It's for reals. Yeah.
That's great. Anyway, Barry, check it out. It's very good.
Sports weather traffic.
Dennis Rodman. He is in a unique position to assist in the summit.
He was very good at that in the NBA too.
between Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump, because
he's pals.
Well, he's pals with both of them because he
That's
did
right.
He did the Celebrity Apprentice.
I forgot that. Yeah, and he's pals with Kim Jong-un.
So now the problem is Dennis hasn't been great with his money. So he can't just pay for himself to go to Singapore. But you'll be happy to know he's found a sponsor.
Oh,
good.
It's Potcoin.
Of course.
And it's exactly what it sounds like it is.
Yes, because you can't, the banks, yeah.
Good.
So luckily he will be there to help broker this deal between those two dictators.
I feel somewhat comforted that the deal might work out because Dennis is there.
All the right people are involved. Weather pleasant today, 81 for a high. Sunshine will be just a lovely day for you. Let me check on our traffic quickly, see if anybody's sent anything in via our text line 33986. I appreciate it when you do. Just do it responsibly. Don't do it while you're driving, obviously. Crash southbound I-15 at the I-15-215 junction in Davis County. The left lane is closed there. A little slowage from Bluffdale to Sandy northbound I-15, but no accident involved there. Looking very good this morning so far. That's traffic brought to you by Bad Apple, introducing low price guarantee on iPhone screen repair. Just bringing the advertised price from another business, and Bad Apple will beat it. 10 locations. Go to badapplerepair.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Finders keepers. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office says they're looking for a man that they say stole an agency-issued handgun from the police department. You see, the plainclothes police detective was at the Burger King, and he went into the bathroom, and, so he didn't shoot himself accidentally. He took his gun off to go to the bathroom, and then he left his gun in the bathroom at the Burger King.
Yeah, this is a responsible gun owner. Yeah.
When the detective went back to the bathroom to get the gun, it was gone. Sheriff spokesman Kevin Dahl didn't identify the detective because of the ongoing investigation and because, well, they're buddies.
Yeah.
I don't want my buddy to be embarrassed here. And he didn't release any other details about how the gun was left in the bathroom. But I think just the fact that the detective left his gun in the Burger King bathroom is evidence enough that he's a boner candidate. And then they do have a piece of video surveillance camera that they think of a guy who might have been the one who stole or took. I'm not even calling this stealing. It was found. He found a gun, and he thought, hey, free gun. So.
I'm sure this doesn't belong to anybody.
Yeah, somebody just left it here. I guess they didn't want it. Boner candidate number 3, finders keepers.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, get in them kennels. It's a woman putting 2 children, 7 and 8 years of age, inside pet kennels inside of her hot car because there wasn't room in her car for them because the kennels were there. So instead of taking the kennels out, she said, get in the kennels. Boner candidate number 2, he wanted Stoli and she wanted Captain Morgan. That's why a couple going to buy booze started beating each other up in a parking lot. And boner candidate number 3, finders keepers, a detective leaving his gun in the bathroom.
All right, here we go. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, therefore most qualified to go forward to boner fight and get that chance to be boner of the day. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 1. We did that an hour ago. And we'll take both of our winners and throw them into the Boner Dome at 9:20. That's when boner of the day is decided for you. So you got 300 seconds. Let's go. Put the candidate number you think should win in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. Call, use your voice at 877-602-9696. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting June 11 and vote there. 300 seconds, round 2. Let's go.
Stay tuned for a 1-hour nonstop music wingding right after Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, so we're downtown now. We're Broadway media.
Yeah.
Because our building is on Broadway.
Yeah.
Third South.
Third South. Now, the mayor has taken an awful lot of time and money to build very special bicycle lanes.
Yes.
Here on Third.
Dedicated.
They're very nice.
Dedicated. So I'm walking down Broadway yesterday, and here comes a bike rider toward me on the sidewalk.
Jerk.
On the sidewalk.
He's on the sidewalk, riding his bike down the sidewalk, coming towards me.
Wienermobile! Sorry. For some reason, the Wienermobile's outside. I'm sorry.
I knew she'd do that. I ignored it.
You ignored the Wienermobile?
I did.
You know, you can acknowledge in your head the Wienermobile when someone's in the middle of telling a story.
I'm sorry.
You know.
It's on 3rd South, Broadway, where your story takes place.
So the bike's coming toward you.
Bike's coming toward me on the sidewalk.
Tell the story to me and shut up, Mike.
Yeah. And so and this is exactly how I did it. I wasn't a jerk about it. I wasn't, hey! I never did that.
Mm-hmm.
I went like this. Bike lane. You could use the bike lane. Said it exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as the guy zipped past me, he yells, F off.
Hug off.
I mean, why? I would think you would prefer to use the bike lane.
Sure.
Why would it be more attractive to drive down the sidewalk than
sort of
the bike lane?
What could you tell? What sort of
it was
biker and
well, he was casual, I think.
Was it a hipster or was it
was
a guy?
Kind of a hipster.
Or was it a DUI guy?
It was a mountain bike, younger guy, no helmet.
Not a DUI guy.
No. But then a minute later, so I just kept walking. A minute later, he scoots right up next to me.
Were you nervous?
And I'm like, I didn't know what to think. He said, dude, I listen every morning. That was an awesome interaction.
He turned around and came back.
He realized who it was that he had just told to hug off. Yeah.
And I went, okay. I just, the mayor spent an awful lot of time and money on that bike lane. I just thought you might want to use it, is all.
Did he explain why?
He rambled about how he's a passenger, he's a rider, he's a pedestrian, he just goes wherever, some sort of crazy.
Oh, he's like...
It didn't make any sense, and I just kept walking. So.
But he turned around and
came back.
Did he apologize?
Did not apologize. I think that was his way of apologizing.
Saying I listen to your show.
Saying
is
I
an
listen to your show
apology.
every morning after I tell you to F off.
Well, I don't know. I think I might have said, that doesn't make it okay.
I didn't care to interact anymore. Once he started going on about how he's a pedestrian and a passenger and all that.
Doesn't make any sense.
I went, okay, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
This is Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96.
All right, let's award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by a sandwich.
And X96 proud to present Alice Merton on Thursday, August 9th at the Complex. Tickets will go on sale this Friday at thecomplexslc.com, and you can get details at x96.com, or you could win some from us right now.
Now?
Text the word ROOTS. ROOTS. ROOTS.
No roots.
To 33986.
All right, now let's award the winner of Boner Round 2. So we had Boner candidate number 1, getting them kennels. It's a woman, 7 and 8-year-old kids, back of a hot car. No room for them kids in the car, but I have some kennels back there. We'll get in the kennels. Boner candidate number 2, he wanted Stoli and she wanted Captain Morgan. A couple battering each other in a parking lot of the Dollar General. They were on their way to buy booze, and I'm guessing the argument was over which booze to get. And Boner candidate number 3, finders keepers, policeman leaving his service weapon, or he's a detective, leaving his weapon in the bathroom at the Burger King. Michael wants a Fat Cats gift card, and the winner, Boner candidate number 1, get in them kennels.
All right. We've got our 2 candidates now for Boner Fight. That happens at 9:20. That's when you decide Boner of the Day, the winners of round 1 and round 2. All right.
Geek News on the Radio brought to you by our friends at Cabin Fever. Wondering what to get your recently out gay dad for graduating with a master's degree? Come to Cabin Fever. Action figures, toys, lunchboxes, duckies, 5th South, 7th East, Cabin Fever. So much more than a card store.
So much.
All right, brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com available now. The name of the episode is Tom Effery.
I know what that is. Enough of your Tom Effery.
Yes. And you need to listen to this episode. Stay till the end because Jimmy interviews the cast of Incredibles 2 and the cast of Tag. John Hamm.
Were the cartoons actually there?
John, he talked to John Hamm?
Yes.
What
like,
is
was
he?
he in the same room?
He was
Shush, Bill.
in Tag.
Was he in the same room as John Hamm?
Yes.
Did he
Ed
shake-
Helms, Jeremy Renner, and John Hamm.
Did he
at
touch
the
him at
same
any
time.
point? Like,
No, not allowed to touch the celebrities.
What's the movie?
Tag. But after being in that room with those three, Jimmy is now pregnant. It's the damnedest thing. We don't know. Anyway.
Enough of your Tom Effery.
Yes. So listen to that episode. All right. Now on Friday, this happened, and we're very excited about it. We got a trailer for the new Halloween movie. Now,
My kid was so excited about this.
Now, what's cool about this?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Here we go.
We're on.
We're here to investigate a patient that killed 3 innocent teenagers on a Halloween in 1978. He was shot by his own psychiatrist and taken into custody that night, and has spent the last 40 years in captivity. Hello, Michael.
So they go to the place
like
where
to
Michael
see.
is, and they pull out his mask and show it to him. That's just irresponsible.
I'm kidding.
So what this movie does is it jettisons all the other sequels. That's something that you need to know going into this one. It just ignores all entries from the franchise except for the original from '78.
Even Halloween 3?
Yeah, all
He
done.
almost murdered.
Especially
Wasn't it her
Halloween 3.
brother who murdered all those babysitters?
No, it was not her brother. That's something that people made up.
See, it's another thing they set straight.
I pray every night that he would escape.
What the hell did you do that for?
So I can kill him.
Yeah!
Jamie Lee Curtis is in it, and Jimmy points out she looks like the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons.
Wait,
but
Yes, she does.
he's not her brother?
no, see again, they're resetting everything. The only movie that matters is the original, and now this one.
Okay.
All right. So that's going to be interesting. Now, this is the one that was co-written by Danny McBride.
Oh.
So is
So
there
it's
some
funny.
funny stuff?
So I guess he's got all the jokes. Actually, he's a big horror fan, and so he was happy to be involved with this. But it's such a great trailer.
Is he in it as well?
I don't think so. No. It's such
Now-
a great trailer, though.
My son Little Bill predicts this will be the hit horror movie of the year.
yeah.
Of the year? Oh, very well. Yeah.
I've waited for him.
But I love that Laurie Strode is ready for Michael. You
It's
know.
very Linda Hamilton-y.
Exactly.
Is she going to throw cats at him?
Yeah. She's got a cat gun that
Yeah.
shoots cats. But she's hunting down Michael Myers in this one. It's a great trailer, and you should go watch it. It'll get you excited for it. But we have to wait till October.
Okay.
But anyway, there you go. Now let's see, what else have we got? The the other thing that happened last week on Geek Internet was this whole Kelly Marie Tran thing.
Yeah.
And how Star Wars and all the stories that are written are Star Wars fans are jerks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not all Star Wars fans. It's a handful of white men of a certain age who grew up with it and think that they own it. And they don't like change, you know. So why do you pick on Kelly Marie Tran?
Yeah.
She's just an actress. She's reading the words that were given to her. You know, if you're going to, well, anyway. But then I found this article in the Hollywood Reporter because Ocean's 8 opened over the weekend as well.
Yeah.
No backlash. No,
Because it's women in a
no-
traditional
no women
men
hating.
Yeah,
role.
you would expect that.
And you would expect that.
Because it's not a geek movie?
Yeah,
Is
you-
that it?
That's the article in the Hollywood Reporter. This is what it is. Why the gender-swapped Ocean's 8 has avoided the Ghostbusters and Star Wars trolls. Why? They talked to Paul Feig, who would know. He directed the Ghostbusters movie. The big movies are more line in the sand moments for the intolerant. I've been in the geek community long enough to know the difference between the true geeks and new wave of people who got into geek culture. It's not even about true fandom. It's more like not being able to handle the new demographics of the world.
Yeah.
I like things the way they used to be.
Yes, remakes of movies with high nostalgia quotient are particularly vulnerable to angry trolling.
Yeah.
The audience for those movies are now adult men, and they had a particular impact on them as adolescents and teenagers growing up. Ocean's 8 doesn't have that baggage. In other words, kids in the early 2000s weren't dressing up as Danny Ocean or Rusty Ryan to go trick-or-treating.
No.
Anecdotally, on the YouTube, Reddit, 4chan threads that center on the Ocean's 8 film, the talk tends not to be focused as much on the franchise being rebooted as on what users perceive to be an unnecessary feminist-leaning feature pushed by liberal Hollywood.
Shut up.
Or as one 4chan user put it, probably won't see it, but since...
If you don't, then why are you commenting on
Since
it?
it didn't ruin my childhood, I ain't mad about it.
Ma'am, I don't think you ought to be, ma'am, I don't think you ought to be, chastising these young men,
So,
ma'am.
and Paul Feig says for so long they felt like the giant genre films belonged to them because they did. If you look at the makeup of those things, that's what it was, and now it's getting changed, and they're weird about it.
Yeah.
I would just say to those fans who are my age and my skin color, get over it.
Yeah.
Those movies still exist. You can love them, you can take them down off the shelf, you can have sex with them, and they will always be there for you. But you got to step aside. It's time to step aside.
Have sex with them.
Well, you don't have to.
Okay.
Let's see. And finally, this. Because the Marvel Universe is, as we keep getting told, all connected.
Yeah.
Which I don't.
But is it?
Is it? Is my question.
You don't think it's
well,
really...
The movies are certainly connected.
Yeah.
TV shows, it's maybe. You know,
I'm trying to... Where does...
everybody was upset that the season finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., people didn't disintegrate into dust. You know, they were upset about that.
Really?
So...
Well, I mean, that would have been kind of cool.
So the guys in charge of Marvel TV, specifically Jeff Loeb, who is the Marvel TV chief, he did a Ask Me Anything this week. And his answer about these things is pretty much everything being aired now on Netflix, your Iron Fist, Punisher, Luke Cage, all that, Daredevil, Cloak and Dagger, which I watched, which was quite good, I thought, Runaways, all of that stuff takes place before Thanos snapped his fingers.
Okay.
Now, is he just saying that,
I think
or
he's
was
just-
there an actual plan?
I think he's just saying that, frankly, because I get the feeling that the movie division doesn't talk to the TV division. They don't care.
I keep trying to figure out how Legion plays into all of this.
It does not. That's a different universe. I know it's confusing.
But it's Marvel.
It is Marvel, yes, but
It's
there's
other Marvel.
there's Marvel stuff out there that's not Marvel Studios, and so it's confusing.
Okay.
I didn't include any E3 news because there's too much of it, and you can go online and find it. There's a ton of it there. Just, search Kotaku or whatever gaming site you prefer, all right? Because it's all out there. Too much of it to cover. Thank you. All right. Traffic?
There's not too much of it to cover because things are pretty good this morning. I'm looking at our message stream quickly, see if anybody sent anything in there, because the only thing I have listed is this crash southbound I-15 at milepost 313 at the I-15 I-215 North Junction in Davis County. If you see anything else, let us know, but we've had a pretty good traffic morning. Celebrate Father's Day at Snowbird with summer activities, live music, and all-you-can-eat barbecue this Sunday, June 17th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the Plaza Deck. Details at snowbird.com.
All right.
You could take Dad to a movie.
Oh, yeah.
For Father's Day. Salt Lake Film Society.
Guess what I took my daughter to?
What?
RBG.
And?
So good.
I'll bet she loved it.
Loved it.
That's playing at the Broadway, I believe. Ruth
Go
Bader
see it.
Ginsburg movie. That's the Salt Lake Film Society brings in these documentaries. They bring in independent films. Always something interesting going on. And the Salt Lake Film Society supports local filmmakers and screenwriters. There's a screenwriters competition going on right now that they're dealing with, and they're just always involved in local movies. They're always involved with Sundance, and they bring in the best stuff. Join the Salt Lake Film Society's Red Carpet Club for inside information and schedules and all of that, and in ways that you can help the Salt Lake Film Society, help support it financially as well. Just go to their website. It's slfs.org.
X96.
From celebrities to moms right here in Utah, more and more women are consuming their placentas in pill form.
Don't do that.
Listen, I want you to hear
Okay,
these.
Wait, don't go on. Even if there's something about eating your placenta, you would have to do it the way your dog does it when she has puppies.
Yep.
If there's anything to it, drying it out and putting it in a pill kills whatever good thing you think it does.
Medical expert Gina Barberi, listen to the testimonies of these women,
All
Gina.
right.
The placenta, for those of you who don't know, is an organ that grows inside the uterus while a baby is developing. The placenta gives nutrients to the baby, and some believe...
People are saying, and I'm hearing.
Ms. Barberi, not among them. No. But some people are saying, and I'm hearing, and I have the tendency to believe when some people say and I hear, and then I believe, that it is also capable of giving mom key nutrients even after it, that is the placenta, and the baby are delivered. Quote, so what happens is, studies show that about 72 hours after delivery, once the placenta is delivered, hormone levels drop, said Rachel Talley, a midwife, Gina, and herbalist. Are you either of those two things?
Wow, a midwife and an herbalist.
Are you?
I am neither of those.
All right. All right, then.
Are there any,
you take out your credentials and show me.
Are there any doctors or scientists around?
Carrie.
Studies,
Carrie.
Studies
say,
herbalist.
according to this midwife
and
herbalist.
A study could be, I've studied things, and that's.
It takes 4 to 12 weeks statistically, said an herbalist and midwife, for the body to and the endocrine system to start producing these hormones again. So what we're really doing is natural hormone therapy. After Miranda Hansen delivered her second child, she said she felt the despair of postpartum creeping back in. The first 5 days was like a flashback, she said. But after taking her first placenta pill, she says, so here's evidence right here.
Okay.
The symptoms softened in just 20 minutes. It was like this fog that was lifted, she said. It was like a breath, like it was totally like, I could just like feel like it was clear. It was
couldn't possibly be that you were thinking that would happen, so it happened.
Oh my God, you are so negative. Miranda says she bonded with her baby, got back on her feet quicker, and dropped her baby weight faster after taking the pills. Other moms, like Melinda Dratchell, also weighed in. I'm a big fan of Western, like modern medicine, she said. I'm all about the epidural, which I know you are, Gina.
Big fan of the epidural.
But she said the placenta pills worked for her. It was a little strange at first when I started
and
talking.
they kept the
taking
cougars away, and they kept
Rachel Talley midwife and herbalist, charges. What are you charging for this advice, Gina? Huh?
It's free.
She charges $250. Okay.
How much does she charge?
And that's what it's worth.
How much does she charge?
That's what your advice is worth. Because her advice, midwife and herbalist, $250 for her services. She said a placenta typically yields about 200 to 300 pills. Some hospitals won't release the placenta, but if they do, and if it's handled correctly, the health department said they don't see a risk in consuming your own placenta, but they do caution folks not to share their placenta with somebody else.
Please let me have some of your placenta.
No.
Come on.
No, don't share. No placenta sharing out there, okay? Rachel Talley, midwife, herbalist, and placenta encapsulator.
And making money off of it.
She is.
Wait, that couldn't possibly have anything to do.
She is a placenta encapsulator as well.
A placebo encapsulator.
Yeah.
Well, that's Alice Merton.
She's coming to town.
Coming to town. We're giving away tickets, so keep listening.
August 9th at the Complex. Tickets go on sale on Friday at thecomplexslc.com, or you can go to x96.com for more information.
She's been here. She was in our little cantina here, wasn't she?
She did a lounge
Or
X
was-
for us.
Or was it downstairs? It was downstairs. Okay, Carrie, get ready.
Yes?
I do have an email of interest.
Okay.
He's not even equivocating on that at all.
You're saying that very confidently.
Yeah. No, this is not an email of some interest or a partial interest or maybe you'll like it or maybe you won't. This is definitely an email of interest. It's somebody who needs our help.
Oh.
And I think we need to reach out.
right.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
Email of interest.
It begins with this subject line, please help me with my name.
Okay.
Good morning, Radio from Hell. I've been listening to you for quite some time, since pre-X96 days. I'm a child of the divorce. And I still know where I was when I heard that Bill and Carrie were reuniting. I remember, it's funny, I remember where I was that fateful day. I remember when Gina joined our family, and I have to admit I didn't like it at the time.
No.
Who was this new woman you were bringing into my life? But no worries, Gina. I love you now, and I'm not sure how I ever made it without you.
Oh, thank you.
Earlier this decade, I ended my practice, or if you will, starter marriage of 17 years. At the time of the divorce, I opted to keep my married name because my children were young and it just seemed like it would be less confusion and trauma for them. But my boys are now grown, and I've met the most amazing man.
Well.
We are having a planned elopement in Canada on Monday the 18th. Did we miss it?
No, next Monday.
Okay, good. Wait a minute. When did I get this? June 7th. Okay, we're okay. I was hoping to call on the expertise you have in naming babies and ask you to use that expertise to help name me. My first name is Heidi.
Okay.
My maiden name is Wharton. My betrothed's last name is Scheibel. Oh, he pronounces it Scheibel, apparently. Scheibel. My husband-to-be does not have any issue with me using my maiden name, his name, a hyphenated name, or a third option that we've been considering, which is to use another family name, Michelini. Whatever is decided, I will be changing my name, as I no longer want or feel I need my ex-husband's name. It also just feels wrong to have his name if I'm married to somebody else. So, here are my options.
Okay.
In no particular order. She wants us to help her decide on one of these.
Okay.
Heidi Wharton. Heidi Wharton Scheibel. Heidi Scheibel. Heidi Scheibel Wharton. Or Heidi Michelini. If you have time, I'd appreciate any thoughts or feedback. Your devoted Las Vegas podcaster, friend of the program, Heidi.
Well, Heidi.
You want me to read them again?
No. The hyphenated ones always cause problems.
I never care for those.
Well, but they cause like when you're buying, say, airline tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And which one is really the last name? Is one the middle name and one the last name? And it will come about where your airline ticket will be printed and they'll say, I'm sorry, your last name is this. And you're like, no, it's a hyphen. It'll cause. So I just, right off the bat, I say no on the hyphen.
No on the hyphens.
You were born Heidi Wharton. I think you should be Heidi Wharton.
That's what I was going to vote.
I agree. Heidi Wharton.
Second choice, and I'm not sure where the family name comes from, Michelini. You know, whose side of the family? Is it Heidi's side or his side of the family? I have nothing against the name Scheibel, but I think you were born Heidi Wharton.
Go with that.
And you are Heidi Wharton.
And I'm just going to revert back to practical, Gina, for a minute. You picking some random name from your family, that also will come back to bite you. And when you try to apply for a mortgage, they're going to say, well, this Heidi Michelini doesn't have
We don't know who that is.
Heidi Michelini, who's that?
We don't have any record of her having any sort of credit anywhere. But Heidi Wharton, if that was your middle name.
Now, you could make Michelini your middle name if you wanted, but I don't see any point in that, really. Just Heidi Wharton.
I think you be Heidi Wharton.
Heidi Wharton.
Wear it proudly. And when you hear this, whenever you podcast this show, which I hope is very soon after it's actually broadcast, and that's all I will say, then just let us know that you've heard that. I'll send her an email, too, just saying.
That's funny that you brought that up, because for some reason this weekend, Mohammed, my youngest, said, I will be fine if my wife wants to keep her maiden name. I don't know why he was thinking about that.
He's probably, Gina, he's probably planning on getting married right away.
Oh, no, I remember why.
How old is he?
He's 10. Just quickly. I remember why. We were talking about how there are some women that don't have middle names. And the reason they don't, some parents will say, is, well, we just want her to keep her maiden name as her middle name, and then when she gets married, she can add her new last name. And he said, well, I don't care if my wife keeps her maiden name.
My wife kept her maiden name, and her middle name is actually her mother's maiden name.
Yes, Richie.
But if you tell your husband-to-be that you're going to change your name and then you don't, you're a jerk. No, that's just an aside. But actually...
Hey, did that happen to you?
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you can laugh about this now.
Yeah.
Or
No,
are you not really laughing?
No,
you're kind of not laughing about it.
It was a huge argument because it was like, yeah, you bet, I'll change my last name. And I said, all right, okay. Are you doing that now?
He'll go in the other room and cry and then send her a nasty email.
No. I've blocked it so I can't get in touch with her.
Good.
But,
about time.
That's good.
No, but your son was actually he's already reserved his wedding date with me. He wants to make sure that I would be there. Yeah, Muhammad.
Well, you're the most in
wedding.
demand.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
you are the DJ.
The
You
best
are the
DJ
wedding
in
guy.
Utah.
Yeah, best DJ. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
BestDJinUtah.com. Is that what it is?
Yes.
We don't know who the lucky lady is yet. But
No,
yeah.
but he's already set the date, which is great.
She's keeping her maiden name.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he's not talking about it because he has to get married.
No.
Okay. You're sure?
I'm sure.
Does he have a girlfriend?
No.
Okay.
We've got boner fights coming up, along with a reasonable amount of news before that. First, we got to tell you about Ran Life, though.
Ran Life, good friends at Greg and Gar out at Ran Life. They started this mortgage company, geez, I don't know how many years ago it is now, more than 10, I think.
But I was giving Heidi information and advice, if she gets a
Heidi
mortgage.
Wharton, yeah.
If she gets a mortgage with her new husband, do it through a local company.
Ran Life has this civil service grant as well to thank people for making our community a better place. This is a grant that they offer to firefighters, police officers, other first responders, teachers, K through 12. It'll reduce your closing costs when you're buying or refinancing your home. Or you can use it to pay off other costs associated with your mortgage. Ran Life is, they care about the community. They like to loan money for people to buy houses here, keeps the community economically vibrant, and also keeps the community, I think they like variety as well.
Mm-hmm.
They like a multicultural society.
I enjoyed how hands-on they were with you.
Yeah, they've really done a great job with my mortgage, and it's Ran Life. So call them 801-478-4500 or go to ranlife.com.
Radio from Hell on X96.
Hello, X96. Oh, hello, Bert. Bert, calm down, okay? Look, hang on a sec, okay? We'll talk to you on the speakerphone. Hang on just a second. Bill, it's Bert.
Oh, man. Bert, again? That's the third time this week.
Come on now, the guy's going through some real tough stuff right now. We may be the only friends he has left.
Well, why can't he call and cry to Dom?
Dom DeLuise has deserted him too. I mean, look, let's talk to him. I mean, he's really hurt.
Oh, all right. Put him on the speakerphone.
Okay.
Hi, Bert. It's Terry and Bill.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Bet you're real excited about that Cop and a Half movie finally coming out, Bert.
Bill, Cop Cop and a Half has been out for a year, and it was a stiff. Bert, I saw that movie. It was great. I bought my own copy. You were great. That kid sucked.
Yeah, sorry, Bert. Thank you. Well, hey, how's Lonnie doing?
Bill, Lonnie dumped him some time ago. Don't listen to him. She's a lying bitch, Bert. You're better off without her. And she looks like hell. Yeah, she looks like a mortician does her makeup.
Yeah, she looks awful, Bert. Not like you. You look great these days.
Yeah.
Saw you on Evening Shade the other night, Bert. Hey, you doing something different to your hair?
Jesus, hair fell out years ago. Nobody can tell, Bert. It looks great. Very natural.
Oh, yeah, it's very nice. You must be paying big money for those rugs.
Oh, listen, Bert, I'm real sorry. I mean, you call us up so that we can cheer you up, and, well, I just don't think we're doing a very good job. No. Bert, is there another old friend that you can call?
I know, Bert. You ought to call Dinah. What's Dinah Shore doing?
Way to go, Einstein. Dinah Shore has been dead for months.
Oh. Well, how about we have him call Sally Field? Is she still alive?
You idiot.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Remember that information. You're going to need it, because Boner Fight is coming up after a reasonable amount of news. Brought to you by.
Brought to you by Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Well, Asia Argento, Anthony Bourdain's girlfriend, she's an actor. She is a model and an activist. Has released a statement about his passing on social media. Anthony gave all of himself in everything he did. His brilliant, fearless spirit touched and inspired many, and his generosity knew no bounds. He was my love, my rock, my protector. I am beyond devastated. My thoughts are with his family. I would ask that you respect their privacy and mine. Of course, Anthony Bourdain found dead in his Paris hotel room, dead as a result of suicide. They met while filming an episode of his show in Rome in 2016, and they started dating a year later. Bourdain balanced a long-distance relationship with Argento while spending time with his daughter Ariane in the United States. He said, I work very hard, but I always I make sure I set aside. I have 5 days that I spend with in New York, and I have 5 days that I spend in Italy, with the woman I love, and I make sure to spend 5 days with my daughter. And said, I don't know if it's enough, but it's what I have to do. I think people are still really
this was
rather
a hard one.
I think people are still really rather puzzled at this point. The people who were with him in Paris where they were filming were really, just like, what? The only thing that anybody has said was that he seemed to be very tired lately. He was really worn out. And that could have, I guess, brought up some feelings of depression and insecurity because of the fatigue.
But Chrissy Teigen, who I love, had an interesting tweet about this, and she got in some trouble for it, but she was being really honest because she's had her own struggles with depression, and she had really bad postpartum depression that she talked about quite a bit on her Twitter feed and her social media. And she said, do not take this the wrong way. Suicide hotlines are important, and people need to know about them. And she tweeted out the number for the suicide hotline. But she said, the reason I got help is my husband noticed I was in a bad way, and he insisted I get help. Her point being, pay attention to your loved ones. Because even though there's a suicide hotline available, don't assume they're going to take advantage of it if it's there.
He'll be okay. There's a suicide hotline.
No, but she said, seriously, don't be afraid to speak up if you see somebody that you love acting differently. Be willing for them to be mad at you.
Danny Kirwan, guitarist, singer, and songwriter for Fleetwood Mac, whose work fueled the band's rise in its early years, died Friday in London. He was 68. Fleetwood Mac announced the death on a Facebook post on Friday without specifying a cause, but they said he was a great influence on the band, and his guitar playing was a great legacy. Kanye West's new album, Ye, 8th consecutive #1 album. Astonishing. He is tied now with Eminem and the Beatles for the most consecutive #1 albums. Game of Thrones fans.
Yes?
HBO has ordered a pilot, and if it's good, a show, a prequel to Game of Thrones. It would be
White Walker babies?
Some of that,
It'd be how the White Walkers came to be. It would be, I think there's a line in the show somewhere about back when magic and men coexisted.
Here it is. It said, according to George R.R. Martin's books, the Age of Heroes began 10,000 years before the events in Game of Thrones. Some of the major names which could be characters in the new show include Bronn the Builder, who founded House Stark.
The Builder.
And
Can he build it?
And Lan the Clever. Lan the Clever. Can he clever? No. So that era led into the Long Night, a winter that lasted a generation, and the greatest war against the White Walkers. And it's going to be, Martin will work on it along with Jane Goldman, who is a writer for Kingsman and all of that stuff. Let's see, Meghan Markle, controversy, criticized for what she wore to Queen Elizabeth's annual birthday parade. Inappropriate. Listen, I'll tell you, with that off-the-shoulder dress, she looked like an actress.
Leave her alone.
This is what's inappropriate?
This is the dress that people are criticizing for being...
How is that inappropriate?
I don't...
Because her shoulders barely are being shown?
That's not for the Queen's birthday. Not for the Queen's birthday.
Boo.
Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes says that a decision by the Department of Justice not to defend pivotal parts of the Affordable Care Act in court, and those parts being the pre-existing condition and the requirement that everyone have insurance. And I don't understand, I've never understood why the Republicans, well, it's because it was Obama's idea, got their undershorts in such a twist about this idea that we should require everyone to have health insurance. The idea being the young, healthy people who are paying into it and not using it very much help subsidize those people who need it
And
more.
someday they will be older, and the
they say-
young people will subsidize them.
And they say, you can't require people to have insurance. That's wrong. Let's talk about car insurance, shall we? We require people to have car
Yeah, but
insurance.
Bill, you don't have to drive a car. That's the argument.
That's their argument.
I have to go to the doctor if I get sick.
Yeah. And the young people will get sick eventually.
So anyway, Sean Reyes says it'll strengthen the state of Utah's recently submitted lawsuit to destroy the Affordable Care Act, because that's important. Keep working on that, Sean.
Yeah, part of it is the pre-existing conditions. We all have them.
Sure.
And if you don't have them now, you will. And he doesn't want you to get treatment for it. Just die.
A new survey claims that most people lose their appetite for new music by the time they turn 30, and that many music lovers just get stuck in a rut. Commissioned by the streaming site Deezer, the survey finds that something called musical paralysis, when music fans stop discovering new music, is most likely to hit people age 30.
This is a real thing.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
In all of our
I
years.
liked the old time when
Yeah.
you guys played the good. The good music isn't
Why don't
good
you play
anymore.
the good stuff? Yeah, quizzed on the reasons why they stopped caring about music. People said everything from having kids to simply being overwhelmed by the sheer amount of music. That is a.
There's a lot of music. Yeah.
It's. I mean, how do you have time? And there are so many good bands who their presence is only known if you accidentally find them.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because there's no big publicity machine behind them.
Oh, yeah.
But they're doing stuff on the internet that's great, and people find them. You go, wow, that is good. But 60% of people questioned said that they felt stuck in a musical rut, and they only listen to artists that they already know. They don't venture out of that.
No, again, this isn't everybody, but it's most people.
Yeah. See, and I'm not like that at all. And it's like I love The Who, but I don't ever have to hear the song "Who Are You" again, ever. I've heard it enough. Now there are some deeper cuts of The Who that I like to hear, but not that. And it's the same thing with a lot of those artists that you grow up with. You don't need to hear those songs over and over again. Try something new, please.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
You got Who Are You queued up over there?
No.
Never mind. All right, it's the winner from round one going up against the winner from round two in the boner voting. We did the round one of voting around, what was it, 7:20? We started in with that, 7:50. And we have three candidates there, and there's a winner. Three candidates in the 8 o'clock hour and a winner. So here we go, the final fight. From round one, we won't let you tell the truth. A young woman speaking at her high school graduation. She's valedictorian. She's an honored student going on to Stanford. She has many honors. She was a student body officer. But when she started trying to talk about the fact that she'd been sexually assaulted on the campus of her high school and that the school administrators didn't do anything or not enough about it, they cut off her microphone and would not allow her to finish her valedictorian speech.
And by doing that, brought way more attention to it than.
It's Petaluma High School, by the way. And that's boner candidate number 2. Get in them kennels. Woman putting 2 children in pet kennels inside of her hot car because there was no room for them. There's no room for you in here unless you get in the kennels. Get in there. That's boner candidate. The kids are okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's number 2.
He doesn't need to hear it anymore.
No.
All right. This is Boner Fight. You've got to decide which of these 2 candidates is the worst and therefore most qualified to be Boner of the Day. 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number. Put it in the message of a text. That's all we need. And then text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Cynthia taking votes in the producer's booth. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight June 11. Vote there. You've got 4.5 minutes is all. Let's go. It's Boner of the Day.
Keep the radio on. A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts at 10. Barry Jackson, Bill Allred, Gina Barberi, Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, time to award Boner of the Day.
And Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by some chips and some muhamra.
Mumra.
No. Muhamra.
Muhamra. Muhamra and a sandwich. So we had,
and in part by.
Oh, in part by, yeah.
And of course, a smile matters, and it comes with every new car at Performance Autoplex. 3 stores: Ford, Lincoln, Honda, and Toyota. Performance Autoplex in Bountiful.
So Boner candidate number 1 was We Won't Let You Tell the Truth. The valedictorian woman giving a speech at her high school graduation, and she wanted to bring up the fact that she'd been sexually assaulted on campus, and that her high school administration really didn't do anything about it, but she has managed to go on and they cut her microphone off. And then Boner candidate number 2, just getting them kennels. It's a woman who said, I don't have room in my car for you 2 kids. Them kennels are taking up all this. But why don't you just get in them kennels and I'll drive you around?
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
You can pretend to be puppies.
I bet it was something like that, too. The children were not harmed. They are okay. Somebody named Ben won the T-shirt, and the winner, good close voting, but number 1, We Won't Let You Tell the Truth.
That's a good one. That's a good choice. That's your Boner of the Day for June 11. It is now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That happens on Friday at about this time.
So I voted.
On what?
It's the primary elections.
Yeah. We don't have one in my area.
You didn't have one?
No.
So I got a notice in the mail a couple of 3 weeks ago, maybe, from Sherry Swenson, the Salt Lake County clerk, and said, what did it say? You are not registered as a Republican or as a Democrat. So we would like to ask you which primary you want to vote in.
Can you vote in either one?
Yeah, sure. Wait a minute.
No, you have to be a registered Republican to vote in the Republican.
No, if you're a Republican, you got to be registered as a Republican to vote in. But the Democrat, you don't have to be.
Right. Anyway, I said, well, I want to remain. I'm going to remain, so I'm not affiliated with either party. So they're asking you, which ballot do you want? And I told them which ballot I wanted. And they sent it, and I voted yesterday. There's hardly any candidates.
Yeah.
You know, there's one city council race in my district, and then there are 4 people running for a seat that's being vacated. And so it was really simple and easy. And I mark it. But it's a little complicated how they want you to put the ballot in the envelope. You know, you have to be very careful about putting it in the sleeve and make sure you get that all right and sign everything. But I finally got all that done. But then there should be a sticker in there that says I voted that I could put on my shirt.
We brought this up with Spencer Cox.
Oh, that's right.
Surely they could put that in the envelope.
Yeah, I think that because I felt like I felt a little cheated. You know, I just did my civic duty, and I don't even get a piece of ribbon candy from the old lady at the table from when you go to vote. Yeah, when you go to vote at the school, sometimes they have a little dish of candy. You get a piece of hard candy, and you get your sticker.
I don't trust candy from a bowl.
No, League of Women. Gina, you can trust the League of Women Voters.
No, it's the dirty-handed people reaching into the bowl I don't trust.
The League of Women Voters make sure that after each hand goes into that bowl, the candy is freshly sprayed with something so that it doesn't have any germs on it at all. So
speaking of bowls, so I went to this Park City film series, and
you just went to one movie in the series.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It was last night. That's where we went and saw the RBG movie. And they had this big event, and you saw these people walk into the library up there in Park City with these big red bowls, walking into the showing. Like, what? So apparently when you're a member of whatever that film series is,
a subscriber,
yeah, you get a big red popcorn bowl.
Cool!
And you bring it, and then they have like a popcorn machine there, and you fill up your bowl
As
with
much
popcorn.
as you want?
Yes.
You could even go back?
Yes.
I think
like this is a great idea. But all these people standing in line with these big red bowls. I'm
Hey,
like,
you
were
know-
we supposed to bring a bowl here?
You know, we have something we could put popcorn in.
Mm-hmm.
That occurs to me.
Yes.
Let's talk about
I
this
know what
after
you're-
we get
I
off the
know
air.
where you're going.
That would be perfect. Way to go, Gina.
People love
popcorn
buckets.
I bet we could get I had popcorn at a car dealership at the Larry Miller used car supermarket the other day when I was doing a remote there. It was delicious. And they have one of those popcorn machines.
I was jealous of the
I
giant bowls of popcorn.
Find
I
out
mean,
how
you
much
could
those
go.
cost.
You could go up and get like a little small individual, but the people are just.
Yeah.
And they had a popcorn bar.
What?
Listen to this.
Okay.
With a crock pot full of butter. Oh. With a ladle.
You just put your own on.
Put your own butter, and it was real butter.
What else do they have?
And they had all different kinds of salts. You know how you can have like
Or you can put
truffle
Parmesan
salt
cheese
or
or-
Parmesan cheese.
yeah, or- yeah,
Where was
seasoned-
this again?
It was at the
The
Park City Library. They had wine.
Whoa.
You could
Well,
get
well.
a glass of Chardonnay, and you bring your
And a
popcorn bowl.
Let's get a popcorn machine.
It was a revelation.
Get the Radio from Hell popcorn machine.
Yeah.
Because like the one they had at the dealership, it's got little wheels on it.
Yeah.
You could take it places even.
That's what they had at the library.
yeah.
I don't think they leave it out. All the
No.
they wheel it in for the.
Yeah. Next time I did, like the next time you do a remote, you got your popcorn machine there. I'm
Own ladles of freshly melted butter.
I love popcorn. I love my popcorn.
All right.
Now I want popcorn.
Okay, we got to take a break.
I need some popped corn. Oh man. Okay, we'll take a break. New Dwello though. The Lolly, our friend up in up north there. I think she's in Weber County. Lolly, she knows a lot about real estate and how to buy homes and sell homes and all of that kind of stuff. She's put together this New Dwello company, and one of the things they're doing is getting people down payment money.
Well, she knows that there is grant money available out there, but people don't know how to access it. So she has made it very easy. You text the word money to 62687. You'll get back. I've tried it. You almost immediately you get back this questionnaire. It's like 7 questions. Answer them really quickly. And if you can answer yes to all of those questions, you could be eligible for down payment assistance.
Yeah, and it's just text the word money to 62687. And if you're looking to buy a home, it doesn't matter if it's your first home. It could be a second home, whatever. It doesn't have to be new construction. Just text the word money to 62687.
We want to put $500 in your pocket. Maybe we do 250 in this pocket and 250 in this pocket. Listen to X96 every Thursday at 7:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. for the keyword that's going to help you win $500 from X96 and Dollar Loan Center. That's $500 that could be yours every Thursday at 7:30 a.m. with Radio from Hell and 5:30 p.m. with Todd Newcomb. Whatever you choose to spend the money on is your business, but that sounds illegal. Powered by Dollar Loans.
from Hell on X96.
All right, 9:52. All right.
I want popcorn now.
Well, we may have acquired during that break.
Nana Mel says she has a popcorn maker.
That's,
we may
that's
yeah.
your dad's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the big kind with the on the
with
wheels.
the wheels.
and-
Yeah.
I'm all for it. What do they have that for? They don't eat popcorn.
Sure, they eat popcorn.
No, I don't think they eat that much popcorn.
Sure, they eat
It's just
popcorn.
2 of them. They don't eat that much popcorn.
They have like a movie theater room, and it was in there.
Well, then, they don't want to give it away.
Yeah,
then, do they?
have they stopped watching movies and
They kind of watch them in another room more than that room. So
Oh,
I
okay.
think that happens a lot with the theater room. You think it's going to be the place where you
Mhm.
watch everything, but you just end up watching it on the regular TV.
Well, I know people who have them, and they do host regular movie parties, and they have
Mhm.
popcorn machine, and they giant TV screen, and like seating for 8 people or
Yep.
9 people or something like that.
Well, I thought that we would do that. We were going to try that with our friends.
Mhm.
And so we arranged it. And since we were starting it, the deal is that each of us would, every month, we would pick a movie and we would have to do a little presentation about it before it started.
It's a good idea.
Stole it from Hugh Hefner. He did it weekly, though. But I said, this will be great. Then we go to, somebody, then we draw names and then we take turns.
Yeah.
And everybody picks a movie that means a lot to them and they do a presentation and we watch it. So we started it. So we're going to start this.
Okay.
Come to our place. This is the first movie night. This is it.
How many people?
It was Sue and I and 2 other couples.
Okay, so
And so it was, I will start.
Okay.
This is the movie Jaws.
Okay.
And I did a little presentation about how it was, technically the first summer blockbuster.
Yep.
And how it has been influential on many films.
Right.
How the movie was made better because of technical difficulties. I just did 5 minutes,
Yeah.
Started the movie.
Okay.
And?
Halfway through, I look over. 2 of them are asleep.
Did you have movie night too
I
late?
hit pause. No, it was just regular.
Oh.
Look at my hours.
That's true.
I
If
hit-
anyone should be falling asleep but you.
I hit pause, and I stood up, and I went, okay, I can take a hint.
Oh.
This is the first and last movie night. We're done.
You ended it with that?
Yeah.
What did they say? No.
Oh, it's just that I'm so tired. Okay, fine. If anybody should be falling asleep in a movie, I have an excuse.
I think there are people that fall asleep in every movie, no matter how exciting it is. There are just people that.
It's hard for me to stay awake in some movies sometimes. I don't like those theaters like the ones with the recliners.
You don't like to be too comfortable?
No, because I just, I felt...
You should bring a bag of rocks with you to sit on to keep you
I
awake.
fell asleep briefly during the last Avengers movie that I went with Dylan, and he had nudged me one time only. And I said, I'm not asleep. I'm not. Well, what was that snoring then? It was clearing my throat. No, I think I think that's a great fun thing to do.
Oh, see, Sue says we should have restricted the alcohol on our movie nights.
Well, you're not going to do that.
No.
But I mean, if you get a little buzz on, it's easier to fall asleep.
Do you know what? It's a great idea, though, because then you might have friends that have a favorite movie that you've never seen.
Three of those people had not seen Jaws.
Really?
They had not seen it.
They don't know about the little Kittner boy?
No. I'm not going to slice open that beast and have that little Kittner boy slide out and slop all over the deck.
I'll catch that fish for you. One of the great performances of all time.
I'm not going to put up with a mayor who's lining up to be a hot lunch. All right.
Maybe, Carrie, that's the problem.
What?
You should have just got up
I should
and
have reenacted
Acted out the movie.
I could.
Act out the whole movie. How many? You've seen it like 30 times.
Oh, more than that.
That's one of the few. I don't see movies more than once usually because there are too many movies. So I just want to see new stuff. But I think I saw Jaws about 10 times.
I'll have to dig it up. There was a list online. People like lists of the most rewatchable movies.
Yeah.
I'll have to find it. All right, let's do a promo and get out of here.
On Tuesday's Radio from Hell show.
At 7:45, we have an X poll. Do you write online reviews? Do you read them? Do they influence you? Well, that's our X poll.
At 8 a.m., we have Alice Merton tickets to give away, and you could win them.
Then at 9 a.m., Todd, our boss, comes in with a new song and does the feature we lovingly call Tuesday Tunes with Todd.
That's right. There's this Tuesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
1,100 men went into the water. 316 men come out. Sharks took the rest. June 29th, 1945. Mr. Hooper.
Good Lord. That's a great scene. You know, that scene where they're just be calm. The ocean is calm, and you're looking at it, and they're shooting stars, a couple of shooting stars that you know just actually happened. They're not. They didn't fake it or anything.
Well,
or did they?
They're put in there.
Really?
Mr. Spielberg did that.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Well,
He just ruined Jaws.
I'm disappointed to find
Jaws.
that out. Well, it was a brilliant choice.
Yes.
So there you go.
Let's see. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
She gonna throw cats at him?
John Smith is next.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now.
What do you think?
Utah's original alternative, X96.
Was